Yo, yo.
Hey man, what's going on? What's good?
You got high this week? You look like you got high this week.
Nah, man, I guarded that shit.
Nah, but guarding is getting high, bro.
Bro, that game is
GUARDNUTTERS!
oh, dude, that
Can we get much higher?
Bro,
Can we get much higher?
That it. So did you get high this weekend?
Oh, I got high.
Hell yeah,
baby.
man. I was gonna call you a fucking pussy for not getting high.
Oh, I got high. I got so high. I can't get much higher, baby. We in. We guarding up.
You know, I was sitting there waiting for the thing to start, and I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a mediocre to bad game that is going to be absolutely spiked into the fucking earth by the fact that it was the last video at the Game Awards. The expectations / mockery available are so high. Guard.
So you start that like, I was expecting this, and you describe reality, and I'm waiting for the but.
Oh, that game's trash.
That is, there you go. Okay, all right.
That game's like,
so
it's mid.
It's not trash. I disagree that it's trash, but it is the forgettable 4. It's not doing anything that I particularly find interesting, and it bothers me by what it does do.
So I disagree with you very strongly on that.
Okay.
I do not think the problem with high guard, and I'm going to say it like that every time, is that
high guard.
It is not doing anything that I'm interested in. I think the problem of high guard is that it wants to do literally every interesting thing from every multiplayer game I have played over the past 10 years, and it does all of them kind of bad.
Okay. So
they make you do the tutorial in that game. They make you before you get into a match, and I can fucking see why. Because there are like 5 different multiplayer shooters in there.
And then it doesn't go on, like, it does the tutorial, but then there's like, watch this video to explain a bit more. And yes,
which should have been in the tutorial.
And that the intro video at the TGAs is not quite giving you what exactly this game is, and when you see what it is, it's so confusing.
It is a mess.
Okay.
Of ideas. It is a soup with 100 ingredients that tastes like nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. What it is at its core is running around a giant empty map with 5 other people in it, scraping to find things. But
so 5 people on your team, right?
No, 2 on your team and 3 on the other team.
Bro, I was like loading in, and I think I saw someone in chat say it, and then I looked up at the little party list.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is 3v3.
Like, it feels like you're loading into a game of Night Rain. But then another team loaded into Night Rain as well, and you have to go find them and beat them while you're on the Night Rain map.
Like, so we need to.
It's crazy.
I have you ever play something and then you're just bubbling with like development suspicion?
I mean,
like where you're
yeah. Like, well, every time I see a bug, the fucking numbers go boo. Like I see.
Before we get to development suspicion, we need to describe what the game actually is to those of you who may or may not know. Because it's high guard, has many mechanics.
It came out, first of all.
It's out.
It came out, And
So
my
you know what?
guess,
Congrats. Thumbs up.
my guess, as with others, was the reveal being so awkward at the TGAs, or not so awkward, but it was just you showed it off, and then everyone was getting excited for a thing that seemed to bring about some Titanfall 3 energy, and you showed off horseback guns, and people were pretty underwhelmed with that reveal.
They were.
And then it felt as if it were supposed to be, and it's out right now.
So that is the case.
It literally turns out that's the case.
Actually, Jeff Keighley was like, "No, can I show it?" And they're like, "Okay, Jeff." But the actual plan was supposed to be that yesterday or the day before morning that it was gonna come out and it was gonna blast a bunch of social media stuff,
Shadow drop,
and out now, and that stuff still happened. Like, they didn't change the lead up at all. They actually just waited until the day of launch to put out a bunch of videos.
And they the thing that came out was also saying that, like, because it worked well for Apex, so they wanted to sort of do it again here.
Oh, yeah?
That was in the interview. In the Apex case, that I remember that being mostly defensive against Fortnite stealing mechanics.
Apex came out like that for two reasons. One, it was fucking Fortnite was stealing everything. But two, isn't that game made by fucking EA? Don't they have like infinite resources to let you know about Apex everywhere
after it's out? Yeah, well, and this is, I guess, some of the former team, right? Like ex Respawn folks.
So
and so, like, yeah, you kind of get to this, and I mean, I'm not gonna be able to pull all the different shooter things that it's doing from its sources. Okay, but I can feel them. As you're putting walls up, and as you're mounting, and as you're going from one phase into another. Yeah, you can feel these are coming from places.
So you load into your high guard tutorial, and it's like, hey man, you can run and you can jump and you can shoot. And,
you can slide. You can Titanfall slide.
You can do regular shooter things, and the controls on controller seemed pretty solid. They felt pretty good. The frame rate felt terrible, just god awful. I had to turn everything down all the way to the lowest I could on my 4090 to get like a good, like, solid frame rate. Just ridiculous.
I booted up on console because I didn't feel like doing I installed the PC version, and it was like, hey, you don't
have secure boot.
Your secure boot thing is and it's like, here's the instructions to do that, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do all this for the bit.
I did that ages ago.
Okay.
So first up, you can hit rocks with your pickaxe melee weapon to gain currency to buy from a trader, like a MOBA. On top of that, if you don't have money to buy from the trader at the MOBA, you can go to Apex chests.
Yes.
and you can get guns from Apex Legends that have been retrofit for this game.
Go do the mining game for the currency and go to the shop. Exactly right. Or Apex chests are out there in the big map.
They've got, gray, blue,
purple,
green, purple, usual.
Pick one.
But then what you're doing is you're defending a base. And when you start, what you're going to do is you're going to use your wall strengthening icons to make a couple of walls around your base really strong so people can't break through. But what they're doing is that they're going to have 2 points to blow up on either side of your base that you have to blow up both, or 1 point in the middle that you have to blow up.
But it takes longer.
It takes a little longer, but not nearly longer enough.
But it's
in the middle to blow it up.
And you've also got on the larger map, besides the bases, you've got the zip lines.
Yeah, so go fast.
You can zip it back into the action or respawn abilities and things.
Now, Wooly, so you get out into the map and you start to get into the gear up phase, which is actually listed at the top of the screen as gear up for like 2 minutes. And what you're doing is you're you're rummaging around your half of the map, and you're running around on your horsey or your bear, to open up chests and mine for loot so that you can gear up for the ensuing conflict, like Apex, right?
Sure.
Now, the maps are absolutely enormous. They're so enormous compared to the player size that I have a sneaking suspicion the mounts were added after the player size was locked down, because there's no fucking way.
No, I don't think so. I think it's not that the mounts were added later. I think that's part of the design, since it's the whole horseback integration is a big part of everything. I think it was meant to support more players, and for
whatever reason,
perhaps just like the stability or whatever the case is, they're like, nah, we got to do this with 6 people. And in a giant Apex style map where everything's closing in and so on, obviously
it is kind of a line. It's kind of like a blood gulch, kind of like, one base at the end of each side.
And the rhythm of those games is that like action is far and few in between at first, and then it ramps up and gets more and more.
Right.
And and here, by making it so that it's made so that like that happens as well, but it's the different modes having you spawn closer and closer to the action to make it replicate, I guess, that feeling of like you're getting into more gunfights as towards the end of the timer,
Yeah. So how does this play out? So there's a reverse flag that shows up. It's called the shield breaker, and you need the shield breaker to break into the opposing base. So, a couple minutes in, it'll go, oh, the shield breaker's right here. And go grab that and bring it to the enemy base so you can break in. So what you do is now you're playing Capture the Flag. So you started by playing Rainbow Six Siege, by building up your base. But the only thing you could do is reinforce walls. You couldn't do any of the cool stuff you do in Siege. Then you went out to scrounge up to play Apex, but the loot drops are actually really boring, and they're all just rarities, and that's it.
Or you did your MOBA deadlock mining.
Or you did MOBA.
And currency exchange.
You got currency to buy it.
Yep.
Now you're playing Capture the Flag in reverse, right? So you grab the flag and you bring it to the enemy base, and you get into the enemy base. And once you're in the enemy base, you're now playing Counter-Strike. Right? Because
the raid
phase. Now you're trying to break in and set up the bomb.
Yes.
And all that.
So now everyone is spawning either just outside the enemy base or inside your base, and the whole fight is taking place in this.
Right. Yeah. So all of these are done significantly less interesting than their contemporaries, but there's 5. You do 5 different types of games in one game. But my experience was leaving the base, gearing up like to a blue, getting to the shield breaker. One team instantly wipes out the other team in like a single firefight. Then it takes 20 plus seconds for the team to respawn, at which point the team with the shield breaker is already inside the base, at which point the defending team loses in about 2 minutes. And the matches are so short that no one gets their ult once.
Okay. I had a match that lasted quite a while. And I got my ult like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And it was just a matter of chasing around the giant map to figure figuring out where to go and what was going on was taking some time. But I managed to get it multiple times. But yeah, the phase where everyone rushes the base or whatever, we had someone on the team that like put a quick respawn ult, I guess was their ability. Yeah. Like tentacles that you could spawn out from quicker. So that meant people could get back up faster and change the rhythm of things.
I see somebody in the chat saying I saw people with longer matches. I don't know what was going on with Pat's matches. I can tell you, if there's a clean sweep, if all 3 people of one team survive and take out the whole other team in one firefight at the shield breaker, it is wildly difficult to come back from that, because there is no contestedness to stop you from just walking into the base.
My match lasted like 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there was a whole bit of back and forth with the got some of their points down. Now we go back and got the shield breaker over there. Now we're raiding, and so on, back and forth and back and forth. And I, in the meantime, I again, whatever the mechanics are pulling from, all I can comment on is like, hey, I think horses are cool. I love horses in video games. I'm a big fan when they feel great to use, and I don't have any issues with this horse here, but it ain't a robot.
No, man.
It ain't.
Not.
It's a fast way to get around the map, I guess, ultimately, but like, as far as designing the whole thing around it goes, I'm like, you jump on and off like Torrent. It ain't like a strong enough concept to build a whole identity around. It's a strange way to go.
Hear about a fancy achievement me and I think Asna also
I think I heard
where we loaded into a game and the other team all disconnected within 30 seconds. At which point, we unlock the achievement Protocol 3. Win a raid in under 12 minutes with one member of your team never dying.
Nice.
So I think the funniest thing is I
Protect
think we
would
have gotten that achievement on all of the matches we played.
Mm-hmm. Because they all went like that. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I did not at all have it was a much longer situation going on there, and there's a thing that I'm hesitant to whenever I see a fantasy thing and I get a little bit of that, like, okay, are we doing anything interesting here? The mixture of fantasy and guns can be done in an interesting way. Nothing I saw here particularly spoke to me. I just, I was already sad. I remember when Apex was revealed and I was sad about the fact that wasn't what I wanted it to be. Yeah. That wasn't more Titanfall, but I'm like, okay, there's some characters here and I can find something to gravitate to, I suppose. And I really didn't see anything here between the sword, the shield breaker, the overall.
No, they all look they're like Temu Apex characters.
I don't know what the word is to describe, like, just it's just a blend of everything, and thus nothing is distinct. It's it
has no identity at all.
Well, so the thing we say about the like frame, war, like face, like
absolutely, like but this is like the actual feel the and
game,
visuals too.
Yeah, so we make fun of that for titles, just grabbing two words and sticking them together to make a generic forgettable game name, but this is the feeling of it in the game itself. I just
it's 5 different genres combined to make kind of nothing.
Well, it came out, and there it is.
Like that's, and like if this had not been the last reveal of the Game Awards, it would still have a mostly negative review, but like we wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't even think about it. We wouldn't have probably even heard about it. So I guess that works out for them at all as well.
I mean, there is a gamble that is like, yo, can we get some players to come from all walks of online shooters? Can we get Siege people and MOBA people, and can we convince people to jump over from Counter-Strike and everywhere? Can we pull them all in?
I feel as time goes on, I feel like Cliff Bleszinski is actually one of the smartest guys to ever be in the business, despite the fact that he's like a moron, scumbag, like possible thief. The fact that he was standing around for Lawbreakers going, well, every really big genre has room for like 3 games.
Yep.
The really gigantic one, and then like the second one that's not quite as popular, and then the third one. And like, people who play Fortnite aren't looking for a different game to play other than Fortnite, because they fucking play Fortnite. And if they don't, they probably play PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is donezo.
But
or
at the
Apex,
same time,
or whatever.
But at the same time, if something comes along and has enough, like, one, visual pizzazz or thematic pizzazz, and two, like, enough of a, oh, you're blending things we already know and I'm familiar with this and it's working. So Deadlock, for example, is something that comes along.
I played it during my High Guard
Yeah.
stream.
Okay.
I went back to it.
Because Deadlock is an example of something that's like, nope, it's here, there it is, and you recognize everything that's happening here. But yeah, that seems to be working.
The amount of juice on display loading up Deadlock compared to High Guard was so shocking.
Or Rivals, right? Where it's just like, no, we're throwing our hat in the ring, third person, and it's team shooting. You know what it is, push the payload. But it's the characters, you know, it's an art style that's really successful, and it feels fine, feels good, you know?
I think MMOs and MOBAs really show off that distinction the strongest, where it's like, hey, I want to play the oldest MMO ever. Well, here's your World of Warcraft. Hey, I want to play it on my PlayStation. Okay, here's Final Fantasy. Hey, I want to play Dota. I don't really like Dota. Okay, play League instead. Oh, I don't really like it. I want to play it on my console. Okay, play Smite. And that's it. That's the end of the fucking discussion.
Now, the weird part is that, like, popping it on and like and seeing this start about like making these observations and feeling this way, I'm like, I also don't play the genre, so I don't know sometimes if this massive map feeling, for example, is something that, like, maybe there's some people that like this, maybe there's a game or a genre,
not a thing.
maybe
No.
You know what I mean, maybe there's a part of this where like, no, actually we like this because this is what, I don't know, Rust felt like or something. You know, there's always that I'm always playing these going like, maybe somewhere else this is coming from somewhere.
So you know what games have big maps? Games like Battlefield that have vehicles in them, but the vehicles are like a significant part of gameplay. But the vehicles only work when a couple of people have vehicles and 50 don't.
Or your whatchamacallit, PUBGs and I was gonna say World War Z, but
you're gonna list a huge amount of games that have way more players in a map than
exactly
6 people.
Exactly. That's the and like, yeah, that's the thing, right?
But you can't have way bigger matches in High Guard because there's so many fucking mechanics going on at the base defense level that if you had like 10 people inside like the point, it would be a completely unplayable mess. That's why Siege has, 6v6, but everyone dies instantaneously. You don't have a 6v6 on the fucking point in Siege. There's like 2 guys left on each team by the time you get there.
Yeah, I am imagining the, like, let's say you double up and you go 6v6 exactly, or even bigger or wilder. The moment you have to get now spawning into this base assault mode, it just becomes madness. Like, a complete shit show. Also, horseback does not apply to the raid modes. That's more for the open field and thing. Anyway, whatever.
So here's what I don't get. So you know how MOBAs have like little guys that go down the lanes, and then they have the tower to stop you. The map is like built with the 2 bases towards each other. It kind of feels like that, except they removed the little dudes would be there in a MOBA, or the little extra guys that you would shoot in Titanfall, right, for points, and they've replaced them with fucking nothing. Like, with nothing. It is a dead ass empty map.
Yeah, I mean, there's a character that can like make these little demons spawn, and I think they go get you like ammo, and there's an ult that is like another thing that's on the map ultimately. But no, you're just riding around the map, and you might run into somebody. You might run into someone, or you might just mine some ore, you know. It also
feels like fundamentally flawed out of design, because like the only things that push players to interact with each other is the shield breaker, and that pushes all players on the map to interact with it immediately the second that it spawns, right? There's
Yeah.
no like secondary nothing.
And
Like when I was mining and getting loot, I didn't see other fucking players. I saw people when I got to the fucking shield breaker.
and this is like their first game, right?
I don't know. The company probably. The
Wild
people
Light?
no.
No. But like because the thought is that new studio, right? People that coming from, of course, that are experienced coming from elsewhere, but new studio, new game idea. Everyone kind of wants it to be a little bit of everything, because that's what you're designing for, something that can drop into the market and hopefully just grab a little bit of everything, you know?
Every single one of those gameplay types could have been a much better game if the other 4 types had been removed.
If you just
know
committed
what?
to one.
There are 5. What about 2?
Yeah.
What about
So,
2?
well, I'll say like Deadlock is let's take a MOBA, but let's make it
Let's take a game and make it for freaks that have
let's
lost touch with their humanity.
But instead of like MOBA angle, it's a shooter, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's take the complexity of the MOBA and also add the complexity of the shooter to the MOBA. For absolutely sick freaks.
Or yeah, I mean, the fact that that game, you can be like, I'm going on a side quest to find a mini boss in a room under a building, and
well, I mean, that's you know, that's jungling, man.
I guess
That's jungling.
But it's just like, meanwhile, the game continues up here. But no, this is valid too. There's that, or yeah, like I mentioned, Rivals is like, hey, what if we just took the camera and put it back here?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm calling you a sick freak, AMD bros.
And also, I will another point to Rivals' favor is not everything and everyone is a gun.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not about picking up guns or equipment. It's about like your character's kit in particular or whatever, you know.
I saw a video Sajam put out a long time ago. I think it was like 6 months ago. That was like basically like learning Deadlock is like the most miserable experience.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. Yeah,
where he's just like, there are so many things happening and you lose so hard for so long. He's like, I don't know how anyone without infinite free time is getting into Deadlock. Luckily, if you Steam has a ready supply of guides with infinite free time, especially if it's free.
I feel it sucks that like we are, you know, we're in a place where brand new awesome ideas are exceedingly rare. All you really get is like refining things that already we've been doing, and adding enough quality of life and just keeping it basic and addictive, you know, is kind of all you're trying to really do, like perfect, I guess, the existing recipe. But yeah, too much in the gumbo pot, and well, gumbo's meant to be a mix of all things, maybe bad analogy.
Yeah, but you still need core ingredients.
I feel like this is a type of thing you can commit resources to, where you don't really get much of an identity, and like you're hoping that the horseback is going to be the identity. It feels like a lot, you know, when you see the mounting the statue pose with the gun and the you know, moments, it's like you're looking for that to be the identity, is like not strong enough.
I feel like we're in so video games, I think right now that we're at the technical debt era in which like getting nicer things and substantively transformative new like technological experiences is basically done with. We're at the point that like film hit once we had like color and decent cameras and good microphones, in that like we're past the point where you can point a fucking camera into the snow cabin and have a scene going on in the background of Citizen Kane through the window, and everybody loses their fucking mind because they'd never thought to shoot 2 simultaneous scenes with one through the window in the background, right? That was like the fucking NES and the Super Nintendo and the Genesis level, right? Now we're like, okay, so what is it? Style, narrative, you know, je ne sais quoi, all the little bits. It's less easy to just be like, I mean, when Battlefield came out, it's like, hey, you want to fucking fight in World War II with like 100 fucking players? Holy shit, dude! Yeah, I do.
So, you know what game was like similarly ambitious? I'll say, is Mecha Break, in that it went.
Can't believe there's a whole fucking battle royale just fucking hiding around in that fucking game.
It's
good too.
And they've just made them all different modes. Instead of making, it's like instead of taking Mash Mac and, you know, capture the whatever, point capture and deathmatch, and then stratum statty, whatever, the barrier rush mode or the flag mode. They have all these modes, and then they have the standard modes and remix modes. But like, the whole premise of the game is, I don't give a shit. I just want to pilot my robot, man. And does it feel good when I'm in the robot? Yeah. Okay, cool. What do? Am I killing the other robot while I'm on a point that's moving, or flying around to capture the flag moment? Or is it a big open space? Whatever. I just want, like, that's all we're trying to do here. Make sure that feels fun. And then the things we're doing that around can change, which is, I mean, also that's what Titanfall is, really.
Yeah.
And it works in that context, because like, you're able to just kind of, and within that too, you also kind of figure out like, oh, people like this mode more than the others, because like the playlist in Titanfall, for example, is like, that shit never goes through all the modes ever. Like, the first month that game is out, maybe you can try other modes, but then it immediately just falls into fucking the classic deathmatch or point captures. You know, you can't fucking get any other things going. Yeah, I kind of just like, you see a much simpler approach in a game like Mecha Break that works out.
Yeah, I have some games that I played this week on Beat the Backlog that are like blank plus blank. Right. They focused on one tried and true idea and one different tried and true idea, and everyone's kind of trying to chase like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of video games. By the way, bad example. Have you had a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup lately? Me and Paige heard they changed the recipe like 6 months ago.
It's been a while.
And had one. Shit.
Oh no.
Like shit.
Are you crazy? What?
No, they're terrible. They're shit.
They
now.
changed it? That's insane.
Yeah.
Man.
Like straight up shit.
I gotta
know. I would
know.
not eat one if you handed it to me.
Because like, I'm picky about my sugar, but like, for a long time,
you'd be so mad, dude.
Yeah, well, for a long time, I just kind of like, the branding worked. If I saw an orange wrapper thing, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's run that. Let's try that out, because I love Reese's Pieces in particular. Fuck, that's stupid. Especially considering there's so many other peanut butter cup like imitators that taste way worse. I feel like there's a lot of ones that try and fail horribly.
Shit.
The only other ones that I thought were really solid were the Trader Joe ones.
I never had that.
Those are good. I liked those. But like, a lot of them fall flat. So god damn it. That's
god awful. I'm super, super upset about it.
Is this a Canadian thing? Or is it like,
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it might be worldwide. God awful.
Fuck.
So we played High Guard, Wooly. What's your takeaway?
Midgard.
Yeah, I deleted that shit off my fucking computer. I don't give a fuck about that.
I mean, it only
How many matches you do? How many matches you do? That's the question.
I played for about 40 minutes.
You played one match?
I played one match.
Okay, Wooly? You know how many matches I played?
Yeah.
You want to guess?
5.
I played 3 matches. One was an instant disconnect. Okay? You want to guess how long I played for?
Mm-hmm.
You want to guess?
Well, you said your games went quicker, so does that mean
40
minutes?
40 minutes. Yeah. Every single person I see spent like 45 fucking minutes with it. And went, I'm not, no. No.
I like the part where I didn't expect it to go as long as it did, and the part where it was like, all right, now comes the next phase, and it was like 30 in, and I was like, oh, this is also like a MOBA deadlock length of time for the match. How How long does a game of Siege go for?
It can go for a bit. It depends.
Okay.
It does have a timer on it though. People in chat will be able to answer us. But Rainbow Six Siege matches can go really fucking fast.
Okay.
Like near instantaneously fast. But they can also go to about 25, 30 minutes.
Man.
Oh yeah, it's multiple rounds. That's right. I forgot it's multiple rounds.
Ranked can
attack, defend.
Yes, yeah. You both have to get your shots. Yeah. Okay, so boy, ranked for this would be take a while.
Hey.
Even stuff that like came and went that I spent a bit of time on, like Gundam, the Gundam hero shooter. I don't even remember what it was called. Shit. That one. That was it was fun though. I did enjoy that.
I gotta tell you, I played a lot of fucking multiplayer games across an enormous amount of genres, and you know what I keep coming back to over and over and over and over? There is a really, really specific sweet spot for how long any given multiplayer match can last for each genre. And for a shooter, it is 10 to 25 minutes is the sweet spot. Anything shorter, you're like, what the fuck? I didn't even get to play compared to the matchmaking.
Okay.
Any longer, and you're like, I'm not gonna start a match because I don't want to get stuck here for too long if I'm losing.
So this is the real question inside your statement is, if you're getting stomped out, if you're getting curb stomped, how long must you commit?
Oh, in high guard, not long at all, man. Oh wow.
Because it felt like I was getting curb stomped because people were just like, well, what are we doing? How are we playing? And then my team came back and blew up the main thing in the middle, and then it was like, oh shit, actually we're fine. Yeah. Okay. It felt
that also works for co-op stuff too. That works for a Helldivers mission.
Yep.
That works for a Darktide mission. That works for a Left 4 Dead mission. How long, if I want to sit down and play Darktide, how long is one mission going to be? Is it going to be 15 to 25 minutes? Yes. Yes, it is. If I play a Helldivers mission, even if we scrape the whole map for shit, it's like half hour.
And then I guess, and the thing is too, is like you got your hero shooter stuff because everyone's got their little ability as well, their R1, you know. So someone's was like, put up the wall, and you're like, here is your Groot wall, or your, you know, whatever, your basic deflection wall and any other thing. And in the raid phase, then it serves to replace a wall that was blown up on one of the reinforced things on the base. But in this open giant thing, it's a mild inconvenience in the firefight, I guess.
It's like
and
who gives a shit?
And I saw, I guess, what looked like 8 or 10 characters.
Yeah.
There. Free to play. So the idea is, I'm assuming they're going...
I took a look at the cosmetics too, and they are not inspiring.
This is where I was going. Free to play.
They're not inspiring,
therefore, you're going to win people over with the aesthetics and the cosmetics, because that's where you spend the money, right? And I'm like, I already I feel it's tofu in my mouth looking at the game. What are you going to pull people over with to spend money on? Yeah, because what do you throw out on top of this? What condiments?
I don't know. Yeah, no, this game is like cooked.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Somebody pointed out, thanks Sci-Fi Brony, where when I loaded into the tutorial, I don't know if you noticed, but the default gun you start with in the tutorial is labeled missing string, and it has an ammo count of missing string.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, I booted up the PS5 version. And I went to talk to.
It was not a good start. It was not a good start to that experience.
Yeah. There was even the part 2 where it's like, you know, your main arm, side arm, and then pull out your heavy anti-Titan weaponry.
Oh yeah.
And I just felt like I held triangle to pull out the anti-Titan weaponry, and I kind of went,
Oh, my mistake. The gun was named Missing String, Missing String, Missing String.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking. What a good one.
Well, anyway. Hey, they brought back fuck, what was his name?
Wow.
I kill you, I'm better. You kill me, you're better. The one from Apex and Titanfall, and it's the same voice actor from the tutorial guy.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, whatever. Blisk.
That's fine.
Blisk. The guy who's Blisk's voice actor who talks to you in both games is the guy they got for this one.
That's cool.
Okay, well, I'm out here in that lore, I guess.
Oh, yeah. High Guard lore. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Did you know Viper had a daughter?
No, man, I did not.
Yeah.
Wait, Viper? Who's Viper?
From
Titanfall?
From Titanfall.
Oh, right, yeah.
His daughter is Valkyrie, and she's a playable character, but she's not
remember?
inside of Viper. She's not inside of Titan, so she's got.
Remember, like every character they put out for Apex, you're just sitting around going, oh, "Is this one going to be a pilot?" No.
The closest thing you got is here's a pilot's daughter, and she's got to do all the stuff that he did and say his quotes, but with a jetpack instead of an actual.
And I remember
Cool
I was
Titan.
like, "Does she run on walls like in Titanfall?" And the answer was no. It's like, just put that exact character's kit into the game. And then the answer to that, I think, was like, we can't because they'd be too strong. I'm like, yeah, that's the character I want to play.
It's just a different game entirely. And yeah, look, every day we fall further from God's light with this shit. And by the time Valkyrie dropped, it was just like, can I get crumbs of feeling like I'm piloting a North Star? No, kind of. When she hovers for a little bit, maybe. It's so like
really,
we're battered and bruised in this relationship, man.
I got to have another Apex moment where I'm sitting around going, oh man, and somebody says, oh, what about Apex? And I go, I don't want to play Apex in a team. Like, you can play Apex solo now. It'll still cue you into a team match, but you'll start the match solo. I'm like, I don't mean that. I obviously don't mean that. Why does everyone get confused every time I see that? Yeah. I just want a fucking solo queue. God damn it.
Yeah. And I think too, just to say that, like, I always, as someone who often is like, yo, try new things, etc. And you're seeing this again, this gumbo game here, but it's a new IP. It doesn't actually have to be like, I love robots and I love wall running and speed and all the cool shit, and it just comes together in a really dope way that makes it feel fun to eject out of your both Titans and grapple each other in the air and fucking, it's sick. But it doesn't have to be robots. It doesn't have to be any of that stuff, like, realistically, right? Any like a shooter could come along that feels that good to move and play, that is completely differently themed, that has a completely different thing going on, but it's fun in its loop and in what you can do and how the movement goes and all that. That would just as easily capture my heart, right? So every time I'm actually, like, I'm saying Titanfall because I want more Titanfall, but if the devs leave and go work on other shit and it feels super sick and cool and just as fun, I'm all for it, So I don't want this to look like, no, you're obsessed specifically with that IP, because I'm like, nah, once upon a time that IP meant nothing. And it came out and it was cool. So other IPs can come out and be cool, but not if it doesn't feel like much is going on with it. Meh.
Did you play anything else?
I did. Yeah, I had a week of some stuff going on. So one, I had the Twitch Rivals event, Twitch Rivals of Aether 2. It works nicely to put both titles together, because they both have the word rivals in them. It's almost like if you wanted to name a Total War game after Warhammer, that you could
Don't bring that up.
it's almost like you could put the two words that are the same together.
They very clearly, they very, very obviously wanted to do that. And every time it comes up, they're like, I understand why you want to do that, but for very specific reasons, the name of the game is Total War Warhammer.
Slow, like lawyers sweating.
It's definitely Sega and
marketing
Games Workshop
marketing
not allowing
teams
it.
sweating hard at their brand getting fucking diluted. But anyways, no, Twitch Rivals of Aether 2 happened, and yeah, that was wild. That was a fun little thing, you know. I was already I mentioned before, like I was always like really down with Rivals of Aether as the platform fighter that kind of did some cool things with what Smash's ideas were. You know, I feel like it was of all the different platform fighters, of all the different Smash likes, this was the one that felt like it was trying the hardest to like do some new shit, do some cool shit.
Even I agree with that.
Yeah. And one of the best ways that like sold you how much they cared was when they got Shovel Knight as a guest character. To this day, I think it's the best representation of Shovel Knight in a thing. You know, getting a guest character, getting 2B in your game is not that big of an accomplishment. Yoko Taro will turn that trick out on the streets for nothing.
Hey,
you know?
Hey, our mobile game's gonna get a Persona 5 crossover. It's dead. Oh, it's fun. Wait, put 2B in there right on the last day.
Just get that ass in there on the last second, right? Yeah. So this is something where I remember seeing the Shovel Knight implementation in a lot of games was like, you know, it was fine. Blade Strangers had Shovel Knight, you know. There was another like forgotten like Smash like for indies that I forgot the name of that had him in it. But the one that was in Rivals was like super lovingly crafted and faithful and had you shopping to buy little upgrades in between rounds, and it was incredible. It was something like what a Sakurai would do to bring the character into Smash, for example. So incredible. Yeah, it just from that you could feel like these characters had just really creative up Bs, really creative ways of getting back on the stage. You know, I remember seeing the Arcane one where it's like, oh, he goes through the bubbles and teleports back to the puddle if you put it on the ground.
Right.
Which is like pretty nuts, but obviously has its limitations if you use the water. And I remember seeing Crag from day one where it's like you build a whole pillar and you stand on top of it instead of a jump. And I was like, that's really original.
I remember that one.
Super cool. So I liked, I liked, and that's why I liked him. I was like, that's an awesome up B. So here we go. And so that game now has its sequel, and the sequel is really cool. They added all these things like using your B abilities, like your specials, from on the ground or on a ledge, and all these different things that, like, you know, add to the gameplay. They added parries and stuff. So I just had a great time with it. They invited me to join this Twitch Rivals format, which is pretty crazy, because it's like a cruise battle, right? Which is usually team versus team.
Right.
But everyone has one stock of life, and as soon as you die, the next teammate jumps in right away. Like, I won't even say KOF style, because KOF style implies like a round between or so, but it's just immediately. It's like a tag battle essentially. So Pokemon style, and we jump in, and then you got to do what you can with that one stock, and then, you know, if you take out your opponent and then do any more damage, then you did your job, you know. So that's what we did. For the amount of game you're gonna actually get done, like, I definitely was like, I was going in expecting to be like on blast playing full sets a little bit, and then I saw the format, and it was like, just get in there and do what you can, flail for about a minute, and don't immediately choke, and you'll be fine, you know. So yeah, my team was SK, Dan Fornis of literally the Rivals of Aether dev, and Armada. And the whole time we were talking, we just got Dan was just kind of giving some cool tidbits on, you know, like how the development went and what he was up to and everything. And I feel like, yeah, the fact that this one Rivals of Aether like IP is turning into like a bit of a franchise for them is cool, because it was good enough that they now not only have Rivals of Aether 2, but they've got the card game, and they've got like like I think it was like a roguelike thing as well. They've got like this whole Aetherverse going. So cool stuff, had a good time, and we didn't win, certainly. I tried to hold my own, and for the most part I got some good hits in. There's a number of others on those teams. Dan Reichert was on a team, Ludwig. There's Tirzu in there even.
Did you beat anyone of note and be like, yes, I ruined their day?
I think I got Tirzu twice. And I think right after that Ludwig beat me. Not sure anyone else. I'm not sure, but we did get a chance to fight every team ultimately. So, and a big thanks to Ned, Reggie's friend, Squirty McFish is his tag. He came over and he kind of just gave me some good tips on like how to play Crag and how to do not terribly in this game and kind of improve and stuff. And yeah, he really helped a lot. So yeah, it was just a fun little thing. Appreciate the opportunity to take part in it. And Rivals of Aether is fucking cool. That's a game too that's like got a workshop of like cosmetics that they're selling, because again, this is how we make our money. And I will say that like if you are interested in cosmetics, there's a lot of them that you can go all the way and get these like Game Boy skins for like handheld sort of vibes. You can get low poly model versions of the characters. I got a version wearing a business suit. You can get one that's like mecha, so I got like an Ava themed one. Like you get all kinds of stuff going on in that shop. Dan's trying to get that money out of your pocket, and they know what to show you to get you in there. Unlike a High Guard shopping spree, Rivals of Aether has some interesting cosmetics and fun stuff in there. But yeah, that was it. I like that game enough that like every time I walk by it at like I walked by it at Combo Breaker and stuff, and I'm like, let me get in a set, let me sit down and play some Rivals of Aether. I'm still willing to do that. And now, especially that I know how to play a little bit better, I'm like, I'm not necessarily gonna go like out of my way a lot of the time, but I feel like I'll be in the mood every once in a while, especially since I don't have multiverses to turn back to, or
that's true,
that's not possible anymore. I was pointing out that like they just announced the workshop, which lets you put in your own characters and create your own characters, which they brought into the first game. And the incredible like the Makoto rat and the cool luchador ant came from the workshop. So what if somebody just took a bunch of models that were saved before the collapse, and suddenly the next workshop character is LeBron James or Bugs Bunny or Garnet?
Well, then they would have to go and take those down, because
it's a workshop character, right? Just don't make it an official release and do what you want. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, it was cool. And yeah, this is in a world where Brawlhalla continues to exist, and Icons. Someone asked me, "Yo, Wooly, when's Icons?" Yeah, man. There's some platform fighters out there, but this is the good one. Anyways, that's all there is to say about that. This week I also went back. We had another episode of Getting to Locals, so went out to the monthly tournament that's out here. The Air Dashers have a tournament called Kizuna. And yeah, it was just cool. First time at the venue that they have for that. Set up a TV, got a little walk around, camera with a microphone, and we just basically did the things we do at a local. Walk in, catch up with people. Hey, what's up? Hey, have you seen the latest patch? What do you think of Caitlyn? Oh shit, we talked about what's going on with that. Talked about some of the changes to other stuff. Oh, Juggernaut, they made some changes. Is it enough? And then okay. Let's go, and then let's go sit down and get some random games in. I popped on I brought some shit with me, including a game called Soul Calibur 2 Plus.
Mm.
And Soul Calibur 2 Plus is a pretty cool project because my main thing was I want people to hear that character select screen walking by and be like, yo, who's playing Soul Cal 2? Let's fucking get it. Because everyone on planet Earth loves Soul Calibur 2. And that's just the default. Everyone plays it. Everyone.
You're completely right.
And so I popped that shit on, and the volume was up, and sure enough, people did, be like, yo, whoa, we're playing some Soul Cal. And I specified that this version, if you look up at the top, you see Link, Spawn, and Heihachi all in the same version, because it's a modified GameCube hack that has all three.
It was really messed up how Link was the character that was the coolest by far, but Heihachi was the best one of those three.
So I don't know if that's true. People were discussing this while we were there.
I mean, I remember that being the case between people I spoke to in that era.
I don't know if he was. I thought it seemed like after some people thought he was the worst of the three. So. And Spawn could fly and do fucking air unblockables and shit. So, but Link was kind of crazy. I don't know. The weapons were nuts. Heihachi had his electrics, but Link had the fucking bow and bomb and boomerang. And again, Spawn can fly. But yeah, they have them in there, and the models are basically modified existing models from other characters in the game. They didn't fully import them yet, so the project's not 100% done. But for getting to play all three in the same game, which is what I think we all kind of were hoping would be possible at some point, it's really cool to be able to do that. Not to mention some other fun custom costumes and horrible fan-made ones too. So that was dope. We popped on a game called Damon Bride, in which you play as a character that... Okay, so this is from Examu, the studio that made Arcana Heart. Back in the aughts, they thought, well, if the Arcana Heart, if the characters and the world of Arcana Heart are not hitting for some people, what if we designed a game where you had some older characters in it that were still fighting?
Yeah, then you wouldn't feel like a creep if you accidentally say the phrase Arcana Hot while you're talking about it. You did.
Arcana Heart, Love Max, made in which is a special piece of Parasite Eve DLC.
It sure is.
Got to make sure to install that. The same team made a game here, and basically the deal is you can fly and dash, and you have a stand, but your stand is a demon, and that demon is your bride. And your
appropriately aged bride.
I mean, yeah. I played as a dog, and the dog's bride was Satan.
That's about right.
So, that's a thing.
Bro, this looks like a fucking melty blood hack.
It's an anime ass arcade fucking game. Yeah, it was only in arcades for like 20 years, and then one dude finally said, "You know what? I'm porting this." And they went, I guess we have an official port now. So that came out like a month ago. I
just loaded this up on Steam, and I have a message on the screen I've never seen before in my life. Underneath this game is also like, it says, is this game relevant to you? This game doesn't look like other things you've played in the past. As such, we don't have much information on whether or not you'd be interested.
What? Are you lost, sir?
Did someone send you a link to this game?
Why would you be here? You're on the wrong side of Steam, kid.
Oh, man, that's so funny. Holy shit.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, David Bride might be up your alley, Who knows? Steam's got to learn you a little better. And, whatever. It's a fine fighter. It's got some crazy mix-ups, and it's very fast-paced. We had two people come on and kind of do a more experienced match to show like what high-level play looked like. But again, I played as a dog whose bride was Satan, and when you when you lose your stand, or your persona in this game. You know, you are divorced. You have your bride bride reflect mechanics and bride bursts and shit like that. Everything is called a bride thing, so you can just imagine all the shit talk that comes from that. Motherfuckers are getting blown up and we're yelling about prenups, etc., so on and so forth. Yeah, and then beyond that we played.
Is there a move called annulment in that game?
One would hope. There's a system called engagement, and as your engagement goes up, your projectiles get stronger. But you know, as it gets lower, then yeah. It's so weird though, because my brain, my brain automatically goes like, oh, like SEO YouTube engagement, and it's like, no, as in the original pun.
Oh, you're disgusting. Oh, you're fucking. Oh no, your brain's ruined.
It sucks that we live in a world where 9 out of 10 times I hear that word, it's making reference to, is your content and garnering enough engagement?
Am I causing enough arguments in my chat?
Influencer brain. Full on brain rot. Anyway, that was cool. And then played some 2XKO.
Yo, Teemo sucks now really bad.
I mean, you say that, but like, motherfucker made it to grand finals using Teemo. Like, he's
okay. Yeah, no, but he's not cracked like he was before. So
you gotta work a little harder.
No, I don't want to.
When you get hit, your shit is not as fucking active. You know,
I didn't pair Teemo with Blitz so that I could work harder.
I mean, look, of all the people feeling it, I would say that like he's taking a hit. Ari is fine still. You know, they took away her extra air dash shit to just, it was obnoxious. And you know, Echo can't be as egregious as he was, but everyone still got their shit. More than anything, what I'll say is Braum is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
Braum has gotten buffed.
Braum, and I feel like I should learn it.
Braum has gotten buffed and is so much more annoying now. The ability to just jump in, fucking get that that shield that he holds down. You can't do anything about it, or you can do very little about it depending on who you're using. And he doesn't use the ice that like gets spent usually, so he stays in his buffed state for longer. And like, fuck me, is he terrifying. Caitlyn, I have to say,
She's weird.
I have to say that as much as she ain't for me, like, seeing the way she plays, how that's distinct from the other zoners, it's like, it is properly different. I kind of was like,
oh, yeah, she's fun.
She is a fun character. That's well done. You know, it's not my kind of character, but the aiming headshot idea, it's kind of like Hawkeye's Gimlet in a way. And anytime anyone does anything, you gotta like, you stop, pop. That's pretty cool. And approaching and playing around it is very different. So I was kind of thinking like, yeah, traps and guns, but she's significantly different from Jinx. I
feel like she's just a better Teemo. As somebody who played Teemo all last season, like her projectile is better than Teemo's. It leads to more. Her trap activates instantly, unlike the mushrooms.
When her bola grabs you, her bola is kind of like another version of
Time
Winder. But she's
Time Winder at home.
Yeah, but she's good, like in the sense that she's good at keeping you out and annoying you with the shots from a distance. You have to approach carefully. Yes, both her and Teemo mean you have to like approach, stop, wait, block, and then move in carefully. But when she misses, fucking kill her.
Die.
Absolutely.
Die. Yeah, miss one shot and you die.
Get cooked. But no, that's cool. Also, if you hold the LR tag button combination, you can, just like with all things where you can take off the jacket and stuff, with her you take the hat off. So there you go, right?
I did my ranked and I'm in plat, which is crazy. I was in Grandmaster like 3 weeks ago, and now I'm all the way down in plat, and I gotta say I'm a little discouraged.
Well,
I didn't realize I was gonna get that much worse over like 3 weeks.
Again, you don't have to be 50% to be moving up. You know, it's not a. I did mine. I think I got Emerald, and you know, ultimately, I'm just gonna work back up into there so I can get better matches. It doesn't. It. I don't think about the pre-Grandmaster stuff as like the real matches. Think about the post-Grandmaster stuff as the real matches, you know? Like it's not
No, I'm worried about getting back up to Grandmaster.
You're fine. You're fine, dude.
Well, here's the thing, because I started in Emerald in season 0, and now I'm starting in Plat here, which like that means I got worse.
No, that means you're gonna.
That means I'm worse today than I was the day before I played it for the first time.
I hear you, and you want a baby mope and whine, but I'm gonna tell you you're wrong for very clear reasons. One,
that's just statistics.
Your placement matches were 5 matches, but really that means you fought 2 people. Because you fight one person who's good and another person who's bad, and then that's your placement. Like in Street Fighter, you fight 10 sets.
Yeah.
And it goes, okay, based on 10 sets, here's what you are. But you're getting a placement based on 2 human beings. It's bullshit. You're not, that doesn't mean anything. And second, you're going to smoke through everybody in Platinum and get back. Like, it's not even a thing. So all that to say, though, as far as, like, I'm glad to think that the idea of the character, I guess we'll just go right into the 2XKO talk, but even if the character is, like, not someone I want to play as, that I don't want to be on the roster, the gameplay stuff is still figured and solid, and that'll continue to be the case, hopefully. Also, they added they added another way to unlock characters. So, you know, when people were kind of essentially, because
yeah, you can bust out a new character in like 8 days of just playing the game.
Surprising, I was not. So they announced originally, like, you're gonna have the coins you can buy, or you can spend the coins you can earn after 3 weeks on a delay. And then they added the, like, or there's a special event to get them, and it takes like a day or two of just playing a bunch of matches to get them. So they're being pretty generous about that.
Yeah, when they add like a dog shit character I don't want, that's how I'm gonna unlock them.
Right. No, it seems like they're willing to be very generous about getting you getting the characters unlocked for a fairly low investment or time. In exchange for those cosmetics being fucking ridiculous, you know. On top of that, I mean, we'll probably get into it a little bit earlier, but, like, guys, what the fuck with your so stupid sponsorship scheme? Like, the dumb thing with the adding to the subs, right?
Bro, that was so weird, because they ran a Twitch sponsorship thing like a month ago, and it was like, play 2XKO, get money, and it was like the most normal fucking thing in the world. But now the new 2XKO sponsorship is like, hey, if your community gives you 5 subs during the 1 hour you watch Skullgirls, oh my god, 2XKO, then we'll kick in half of a sub.
Is this some shit that Valorant was doing, and that's why they changed it to that?
I don't know.
Because that's such a stupid thing. And and the obvious answer to this is, don't make the community have to kick in subs for that to kick in to that bonus to show up. Just make it so that if you just want to give out subs, have a thing where it's like, if you integrate and sign up your thing, your 2XKO integration with Twitch, then random people will get gift subs for streaming the game.
So here's the thing.
It's such an obvious, easy thing. Give them out while people are playing.
The Valorant thing, you know how that worked?
What?
If you got 5 gift subs from anyone in any category for an entire fucking month, it would say Valorant gifted you a sub. So for a whole month, I would look over and go, oh, thanks, Valorant, for gifting a sub. But the 2XKO one is like, you have to sign up to play 2XKO during a specific set of times for a certain amount of hours, and it only counts when you're playing 2XKO.
They tried to take...
my phone fell out of my fucking pussy. Damn.
Get it up deeper.
I hate when that happens.
They tried to take the existing model that they used and then change it to be greedier here, and That sucks, man.
It's not even that it's greedier, it's just so much less effective.
But it's like it just literally, you can just make it like, hey, are you streaming and you're on the plugin? All right, you get a random shot at getting a gift sub, and that applies to everybody.
Literally anything.
And
it's the kind of thing, and I know we sound like massive pussies about complaining about like free money essentially, but it's like you had to like sign an agreement and you had to stream it like a minimum amount out of time so that you'd make like what, like $10?
Well,
like fuck you.
No, no. Look, I disagree in that it's a giant pussy take, because I feel like if we get that extra gift sub from like a Riot or whatever, that's nice. For a small streamer that has way less concurrent views, it's a way bigger deal to have that gift sub, and you can make a lot of people's days and a lot of streamers' days by giving that out in a better fashion, you know?
And you too can stream 2xKO to the lowest numbers of anything on your channel because everyone's watching Sagejam and Diaphony and the rest, because holy shit, that game is not popular unless you are those guys. I literally can't even say his name correctly.
Every time you say it, I'm just like, I'm like, oh my God. Oh.
That's so fucking funny.
It's pronounced.
I can't say it correctly on purpose.
It's
anymore.
pronounced Diapone. Look, it's also stupid because what you're describing is like people buy gift subs, thus you get the extra, and you're like, no, but it would be much more useful for people that are not getting 5 gift subs as regularly, right?
Yeah. So
you can make this feel a lot better for a lot more people by taking that stupid thing off. So as far as I saw, they're pulling it back and doing something, but I don't know what yet. Anyways, whatever.
You know what they should do? They should give me some more money.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Now we're cooking.
And I'll say that I like the game that I already like and play.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. That would have been a better choice, you know? Come on, Riot.
We actually already did that last month. Like I literally, there was a Twitch sponsored broadcast thing, and I did like some late night streams for 2xKO, and they paid me some money, and I went, this stream's sponsored, but I like this game, so let's play it. I played like 3 hours from like 11 p.m. to 2 in the morning.
How about that? They also, while I was doing the Get Into Locals thing, at the local, they announced that the Montreal UMAD event for this year is going to be a 2xKO official tour event as well. So that's really cool. And I'm always like, logistically it's easier, but I'm always a fan of like when a games circuit takes place within the community's existing events. And,
of course.
And not doing not being like, no, we're going to do our own fucking thing over here. And you know, you may or may not be a part of it. Anyways, so that's cool. Not too happy about some of the Illaoi changes, but whatever, it's fine. They made it so that her medium button, which she needs to do everything, does less damage ultimately in combos. And now you have to use her just frame fucking super precise timing mechanic that nobody uses more.
I think it was really funny because when I was reading through those patch notes, I DM'd Javi and I'm like, Illaoi has a just frame.
Yeah.
And he said, what was it that he said?
Like nobody uses it. It's really tight.
News to me, LOL.
I saw that shit early, but like I'm like, this, like, it's hard.
Nobody knows.
It's hard. And speaking
use this fucking thing that you don't know exists.
She has a hit of her tentacles that has to be like perfectly timed input wise to get like the best damage.
That's not feasible. Shut up.
Speaking of feasible, did you see Caitlyn's like expert level 5 combo?
I did not.
Okay, so harkening back to the days of Crimson Viper in Street Fighter 4, her advanced crazy shit is partial charge. Her gun is like a big part of how you make her effective. You have to do 5 partial charges in a row with her. You have to perfectly partial charge her 2 shots and then her heavy punch button and then to 2 shots again.
That's stupid.
It's crazy, man. Effectively, it's like her and Vi has kind of the same thing where it's like, if you hold
electrics.
You hold the button down the full length of time and you get like a stronger version. But if you let it go about halfway through, you get the stronger version, but it doesn't take as much time, But you got to be fucking perfect on your button release, Anyways, thanks to XKO. I also finished off Arkham City yesterday, and
isn't it nice how that game ends really strong compared to the way that Arkham Asylum ends?
Okay, so I have to say, I didn't know I was going to when I wanted to push for one more mission, I did want to do more like walking around and leveling up and stuff, but I was locked in like from the moment you do the steel mill.
They lock your ass in.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was the point of no return on that, unfortunately. Yeah, man, that's a way better game than Arkham Asylum. Like, they really stepped it up. I can see that. Like, putting the time goggles on, and traveling back. That as far as a sequel goes, I can imagine coming into this game and being like, holy fuck, what a step up from Asylum.
Now it start the process of Rocksteady like massively lying like crazy psychos about how their game was going to be, because I remember there were interviews about Hugo Strange being the primary villain of that game and how he wasn't just going to intellectually dominate Batman, he was going to physically dominate him. And it's like, you fucking lying shit, you shit liars, you fucking lie.
Oh my god. It's just, and like Protocol 10 is so stupid. Like, it's like you're going for the antithesis of everything Batman like represents, but like the whole thing was just fucking kill, like literally just kill them all with infinite money.
Just do
it. Whatever the case was, I can't believe how much Mark Hamill committed himself to this game. Like,
he does such a great job.
He loves the role, but like, holy fuck, he loves the role. And I was looking at that death scene being like, fuck you, he's never dead. You can't lie to me. And then everyone is like, nah, but for real though.
No, he's dead.
But I would never believe this if you guys weren't there in the past telling me.
There's a sequel to that game in which him being dead is a massive part of the story.
Of course, right? Yes, because you all exist in the past and you can tell me this. I have to hear that.
But I'll tell you, Wooly. I'll tell you. I'll go. Whoa, I'm back in the past. Fuck you. He's not gonna stay dead. That's bullshit.
The whole bit with him is that you should never believe that he's dead. But when someone pointed out that part of the reason why Mark Hamill went so hard was because this was supposed to be his last time doing it, his finale to the role, I was like, oh, that makes sense too.
Wow.
As a send-off.
I could talk to you about Arkham Knight a little tiny bit if you want.
Well, I mean, look,
some of your expectations there.
I'm well content to assume that he remains dead. However, this is not the last you hear of the Jonkelman.
That is an extraordinarily astute observation.
Dio had so much time to plan and record everything he was up to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. No, actually.
Okay. If you say so. And then their obsession, I like that they showed great restraint on the Jokebanes. They truly resisted the urge. They
really toned it the fuck down.
In fact, they have Bane show up. And then he's like, no, let's fight together, though. And then afterwards, he's like, I tricked you. And then
I tricked you. I'm actually a fucking asshole.
And then Batman's like, get in the box. And he's like, no. And then you blow up all the Titan. And he's like, no. And you're like, he's between the flimsiest bars you've ever seen. And you're like, what? Did they know how bad it was last time? And they did this to specifically be like, yeah, we're sorry. Meanwhile, friendship ended with Bane. Now Edward Nygma is my best friend because full obsession on the Riddler. I truly like collect.
Oh my god! Hey, Wooly, Arkham Knight is. I'm just looking for funsies. Arkham Knight is 80% off right now.
Yeah. They're all. Yeah.
You should pick that up just in general for your own actual ownership.
No, I'm well aware. I mean, the whole bundle was fucking nothing.
Yeah, I own Arkham Knight now.
What else was there? So yeah, the Riddler trophy shit was like, again, peak hilarious, egregious insanity. The realm of Assassin's Creed 2 and surpassing it. But what I didn't realize at the time was that the Riddler hostage things were locked behind different hundreds of question marks. I thought those were separate. I thought there was Riddler hostage scenarios and then there was collecting his bullshit. But the fact that they put it behind it is like extra nuts. So fucking whatever to that. I didn't end up running into the mysterious stranger on the roof again, but I did get catch in the chat afterwards. They said that was Azrael, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, the edgelordiest Batman that ever was. That fucker in his bat suit.
It's really ridiculous.
It's the commando action Batman action figure. Like, it's so the peak of like, what if Image Comics Batman existed? Is hilarious. And I guess beyond that, yeah, you know what? The fact that like you have Robin and Catwoman and stuff playable is like, that's all fine, that's all cool. They're not actually different from Batman. Like, you can play them the same way, but you have to
Catwoman is just the slightest, tiniest bit different.
You only have to learn the difference of their animations and the timing of like how their tools work, as well as like how to zip up to ledges versus how to climb walls with her. But like in general, the idea behind the group management stuff is like, when the group is surrounding you, take out the heavies with your takedown, or spend the combo on the whip everybody. You know, the same overall gameplay between the characters, but little bits of differences. That was all fine. I just wish I didn't have to spend.
Really interesting seeing like the time separately has been kinder to those games. Like they maintained their quality, and now like people look back on Night fonder than they did then.
Well, I guess the thing is I have to know about what comes after and how that goes, right? Because from here, I'm like, oh, if Arkham to City had such a quality jump, City to the next being that level of good would be incredible. But it seems that's not the way that the timeline goes. Yeah, you've said it many a time, you know? It's
actually like really clear is like they did make some improvements, like Predator stuff and combat stuff, and it's better. Too much Batmobile stuff, which people were a little disappointed by, and the Riddler shit's totally out of control. The Riddler shit, they completely lost their fucking minds.
It almost sounds like it mirrors Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and
a little bit,
and Dark Knight Rises. Like, Dark Knight is the fucking best, and Rises is not the Dark Knight though.
One of the big things for Knight is that it's a generation later, so like it's real nice looking. Oh, they also like lied about the story like crazy to the point where it actually hurt the story, because the narrative and Rocksteady treats you, Wooly, like you are dumb for not seeing through that shit within like 1 millisecond of a character appearing on screen.
Oh, okay. Well, because I mean, the Clayface bit I didn't catch, you know.
They actually totally got me really good with that.
And then explaining later that like, oh, if you scanned him, you would see he had no bones. Or he makes
totally. There's scenes in which it's one and then the other. It's awesome.
Or he makes reference to the theater and acting and stuff, which again, that was also something where I'm like, I didn't know that Clayface was a thespian, but
Yeah, that's how he got his goopy face.
But yeah, no. Overall, like I can see how like the trajectory from these two games would create lots of excitement for the future. You know, you're on a ramp that's shooting up, so boy oh boy, can't wait to see what comes next. And then and here's where the divisiveness and the arguments begin. You know. One way or another, though, yeah, good game and like a product of its time heavily. The Riddler trophies is one thing. The other thing that dates it super hard is the DLC campaign, the Harley's Revenge.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. Like, it was okay.
I never did that, actually.
So I bumble and stumble and fumble around, trying to do my best with the systems, and I think I kind of got a bit of a hang on some of it, but there's other stuff that I'm whatever. My gameplay aside, that chapter is not a DLC campaign in the sense we're used to now, which is like a whole other chapter, and it's more just like a level add-on. You know what I mean? It's like they added a stage on as opposed to like a whole campaign. And it amounts to run through the steel mill for the fourth time, and then run back out and then run back in, And you're kind of like, at a certain point, it's like, there's a door here. You got to run outside and do these things and then run back into the steel mill.
You fight robots. You're fighting robots.
And you're like, you're creating the most contrived reasons to push the next part of this DLC forward. And it feels like a nice old filler chapter with like there's Harley stuff at the beginning and Harley stuff at the end, but like in between you're just kind of running through it. And then they take away Robin for a bit there, so you don't really get the full Robin upgrade screen or breakdown or whatever and anything. There wasn't much to that at all. But all that aside, solid stuff.
Yeah, that
there.
game's incredible.
Solid stuff. Just again, that Mr. Freeze fight stands out as the fucking the coolest thing.
It's crazy how amazing it is.
I like definitely feel like it's kind of interesting because like for the Predator sections, I think part of what was like kind of holding me back was like trying to Metal Gear it where it's like go completely undetected when it's like you can make noise and get people afraid and that's all fine. It's not there's no ranking.
Yeah, Batman is not doing a ghost ranking.
Yeah, and I'm so used to trying for that I think that kind of like I was kind of obsessing with that point of it. But overall, with the combat stuff, whenever you walk into a room with a fuck ton of dudes, I'm like, I kind of am like, oh, okay, cool, let's get a nice big combo going, Like, I got the feeling of like, let's get that number red, let's start getting those boom, 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 boom takedowns, and and I went into the challenge modes as well to play a little bit and stuff, and like, yeah, when you have the flow going and then you're using your tools and the tools start taking dudes out as well and everything, it's like there's a flow to things that works out pretty well that I enjoyed. So I kind of I did get that experience out of it, even if some of that was not reflected. So good shit on this. We'll see what the future holds, but the fact that there's so much to be said about both Night and Origins, and it's just there's people in a circle having a conversation, and I'm like, hey, what? When they're like, no, and they're moving to like protect me while they're having the conversation.
Origins, I did not play, and I did not play for a really specific reason, which is apparently it's a really good Arkham game unless you get a bug that completely ruins your save.
Fuck.
That's it.
Fuck.
And they never fixed them, a bunch of them.
That sucks. Yeah, that's.
So you would break it within 2 sessions, just enough.
Oh, I ran
just enough to be really annoying.
At the finish line, I was running into fucking bugs where my controller stopped working, and it was not unplugged or disconnected from Windows or anything. It was just the game itself. You know.
If someone in chat says there's a unofficial patch.
Huh. God, of course. Just like with Asylum, there's always something. There's always something. Anyways,
yeah, here we go. Yeah, here it is.
Okay. Yeah, though. Anyway, I will say too that, whatever. Anyways, we'll see. I'll leave it at that. Only other thing I briefly wanted to mention was I booted up and finally started playing Cult of the Lamb.
I also have been playing Cult of the Lamb.
That game's fucking great, man. I didn't realize it was just an Isaac replacement.
So it's not. Half of it is.
And then the other half
is Stardew Valley.
Yeah, sure. Which Ball Pit was also some of that too. So yeah, Isaac with your Animal Crossing. Okay. Whatever. The 2 parts of this game that it is, I was like, oh, that's really fun. That's cool. I enjoy the community little Stardew Valleying, or Animal Crossing, or fucking Harvest Mooning, with a cult twist to it, and then doing runs and grabbing weapons and rolling and killing things and rogueliting.
I think
cool game, man.
I think it feels super good. I will say I'm very glad for you and for me that we're playing it now, because they put out the Woolhaven DLC.
They did.
But when that game came out, it was kind of bare. Like, you could beat 5 bosses and then you were done.
Okay.
Like, there was no heat equivalent to keep going. You were just completely finished. But they've added relics of the old past. They added the sex update. There's been a lot of work done on that in the past couple of years.
And when you boot it up, you can see that. There's a bunch of different things on that main menu, and then in the game as well, there's tabs.
Here's shit we added.
Yep. I thought the game was way heavier on the cult farmstead side, and way lighter on the going out and gameplay type of thing. Going out and action game.
Depends.
Well, I'd say it's 50-50.
I'm about day 30, and it is about 50-50, but the 50-50 isn't always evenly spread. So I unlocked a ritual that tells my followers to stop eating.
Yeah, the famine.
Fast for 3 days.
Yeah, the fast, yeah.
And then I just do a bunch of fucking dungeon runs back to back.
Sure.
And then when I get back, I build a bunch of shit.
So I was thinking that it was gonna be I'm trying to think, because Pal World also is it's up to you if you want to spend more time just going out and or base building. But I thought it was going to be most of the game is about strategy and base building and farming and crops and all that stuff.
No, it's 50-50. It's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
And then when you need resources, you go out and get them type of thing. But it's actually no, there is anyway, all this to say was you're not just going out for resources, you're going out to fucking beat the game. There is a proper
but then where I'm at now, I'm at day 30.
Yeah.
Now I'm going out for resources.
Yeah, because you beat I
beat 2 of the guys,
and then you can just keep going further into
a fucking group of 20 dudes, and I'm like, oh, there's no food. There is not a single fucking food in my camp. So I'm gonna tell them to fast. And I'm going to go fucking go get food, or else they're all going to die. And I just unlocked the goddamn building that lets them farm the food themselves. And I'm like, that was my number one. That was my number one thing that I was doing to manage.
They can plant the seeds, they can fertilize them, they can water them and keep them growing, but you have to manually go pick them up.
Not when you get to fucking stage 4, you could do it.
There you go. Okay. And now you get close to that thing of like, well, just let the game play itself then. You know?
Well, no, because you got to go get seeds.
Sure. Ultimately, yeah, I do like how the game is like, hey, these aren't your friends. Use them.
Bro.
You are meant to use them. Do not be a slave to your cult's members.
So I streamed it the day it came out a long time ago, and I hadn't touched it since then. But there's a Twitch stream because I used the Twitch extension, so everybody was in my party, right? And then I've been playing it right now, and Paige is overhearing me at like 11:30 midnight, just talking just the most endless shit to these cult members. Like, I built an outhouse so they could shit in a toilet.
Yep.
And then I fed them a bunch of food.
Yep.
And then I left to go, and then I came back, and 2 of them had taken a shit in front of the toilet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Of fucking Neanderthal
what are you doing?
Took a fucking shit in front of a toilet. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? And I killed one of them for funsies. Just fuck them.
When you build the outhouse, why don't they always use it? I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't. It's fucking weird.
And I mean, shout outs to the game to making like poop cleaning like something where you're like, no, my broom is getting upgraded each time, so this is actually rewarding. Don't feel too grossed out by it.
There's one of my guys that, like, for 4 quests in a row was like, let's trick somebody to eating poop.
Oh, I got the guy that was like, I want to eat the poop. Actually.
Yeah, no, but like, hey, let's trick a guy and have him eat poop. It'll be so funny. And like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. So this is where the Isaac stuff comes into play, where I'm like, poop is not just in the game, it's a part of the game.
Yeah, man.
Right? And that's where I'm like, oh yeah, I feel that. Playing with the Twitch thing on, though, sounds like a lot of fun, because walking by that spider that is about to kill like a cult member, and that person's a part of your chat, and being like,
I don't ever have
spare
cash on me, so
yeah, that sounds kind of funny.
Bitch.
And then I guess there's a couple things where like, yeah, you get the cards and you do your runs. Was doing the run where you get to unlock different gowns is pretty cool, because like those are significantly different ways to play the game. Didn't feel like combat was that like hard, but
it gets way harder,
I imagine,
over time.
But when they give you the option to put on a thing that's like, hey, damage over time, your damage increases with each kill until you get hit, you know, that seems like, oh fuck, just melt everything if you play clean, you know, or start with 4 cards and then you lock the rest out.
When you kill one of the bosses, of the upgrades that you have available, get the one that lets you return to the cult at any time.
I already chose the other one.
Yeah, I already chose a different one as well.
Yeah.
And then the second one.
Yeah.
Because once you've killed the boss, if you go back to their dungeon,
yeah,
you can just run the dungeon forever. Like,
you can keep going in the next door. Yeah.
But unless you have that like teleport back, you get stuck at only leaving at the end.
You have to kill and go back in. It does. Yeah, I saw that warning. That's a big one. This is the first time in a video game, that's not true. Old Soul games did this, where I picked up the Knuckles and I fucking did not like them.
I really don't like them at all.
I hate the Knuckles in this game, and that bugs me because I usually love the Knuckles.
Yeah, the combo takes too long for the
Souls game Knuckles were also bad until they've, addressed
it. Still doesn't ring.
But the Knuckles in this are like weak, then the damage comes, and that sucks, man. In a game where you got to roll and dodge and be on your toes, I don't want that shit at all.
Yeah, that game has a really violent curve in terms of like complexity and difficulty. Like, for the first 15 days, every single time you go back to your cult, there's like a new building to build, and you have a new inspiration to do and a new doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit like 2 bosses in around day 20, and then all of a sudden you are not just flying through and killing the boss. You are either leaving or failing, and then coming back with all the stuff you got. To build up your base, and it's like 3, 4, 5 days before you get a divine inspiration.
For just an example, I much prefer the gloves in Hades.
Oh yeah,
where you fucking
both of them.
you know, and you can move and dash through, and then when you want to commit to it, get that Shoryuken going, you know, like with a big AoE. Like I love that stuff, but this thing of just like weak, bam is like nah. Otherwise though, fucking yeah, really love the game, really charming, really fun, and you know the Animal Crossing, the new flesh ass, you know, style of yeah, it's smiling tree friends, happy tree friends, right?
Absolutely.
It's cute animals being
Yeah, no, I've been loving it. I'll be
horrible.
talking about it next week. It's not super long. It's
Mm.
like to do the whole thing, it's like 20, 30 hours. They just added the DLC. But it's not like, you know, the other farming games I've been looking at, which are like 100 hours minimum.
I picked a favorite, and like I gave them like the amulet to like live twice as long, and then when they died, I fucking resurrected their ass. And I'm like,
cool.
What is did you do any things where you gave somebody an amulet gift?
Yeah, I did.
What?
There's an early quest to do that.
Okay, so did you notice that if you talk to them again, you can tell them to hide it or to show it?
I did not notice that.
So you can have it show amulet or hide amulet.
I think, is that not just a visual thing?
I was wondering if it was not visual, but if it was it's going to create jealousy amongst the others type of mechanic.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Okay. Because I did it and then I hit it, but I was like, I wonder if that actually has a gameplay implication. Because that'd be interesting if so. People getting jealous and stuff. Anyways, good game. Good shit.
Before we talk about my stuff, I gotta take that dog and feed him.
Okay. Just want to let everybody know I'm going to be doing tomorrow more Expedition 33 on Wednesday, and then I'm out of town for a bit. I will be back next week, in the middle of the week, so I'll let you know on my socials. But yeah, nothing for a couple days after now.
Okay.
All right, BRB. quick word from our sponsors.
Whom we love.
Let's see. This week podcast is sponsored by Rocket Money. This is the place to go if you are currently, like a lot of us, signed up to a bunch of stuff that you don't even remember that you subscribed to. If you are somebody who is regularly, getting your account deducted from, and you're using services and apps and websites and all kinds of shit that you're just like, I don't even know what this is or where it's coming from.
I'll just put my credit card information wherever, man. I don't even look.
Yeah, and that's convenient, but also it gets to bite you in the ass when you completely forget, especially when you're trying to like get your budget under control and you're trying to, tighten up a little bit or see where you can save, not waste. You forget often what you've subscribed to, and then sometimes the subscription places will change their names and they'll make you jump through a billion hoops to unsubscribe. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel and find your unwanted subscriptions. It can monitor your spending and help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings as well. And I know that just very quickly and easily connecting it to my accounts, I was able to see the thing that I was paying for that I completely forgot about for at least a year or two. I was able to see stuff that changed names, and in particular, again, the ability to unsubscribe without having to race for an email that has a time-limited link that if you don't click it to then unsubscribe, you don't get the process to complete it, or whatever the case is. It gets more and more convoluted deliberately so, and that stuff sucks. So simplify it, make things easier, and get your budget under control with Rocket Money. They can help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/superbeast. That's rocketmoney.com/superbeast. ROCKETMONEY.com/superbeast. Thank you, Rocket Money.
Thanks, Rocket Money.
Yeah. This week, the podcast is also sponsored by Hero Forge. Yo.
Oh, hey, Hero Forge.
Yo.
I love you. You do cool things.
Hero Forge is sick. So, and I can prove it. Hero Forge is the place to go for fully customizable tabletop miniatures. If you're doing a tabletop campaign, or if you're playing any sort of game, or if you just want a little standee or printout or a 3D printed model of your own custom things, they are the perfect place for you to very simply and easily build your fantasy creatures or miniatures with thousands of parts to choose from, and you do it all within your browser. So it's like a create a character in a game. And it's also like, a 3D modeling software, but it's all in the browser, and you get to pick between a ton of materials, customs, color, plastic, acrylic, standees, or bronze. Or if you just want to make a 3D model and make it a downloadable file, you can do that as well. So they're always expanding. They have a ton of customization options with new parts being added each week. Very, very cool. I know as well that, you have the Pro subscription that lets you use the service to get access to things like kit bashing, photo booth, community library, and more. Kit bashing in particular lets you grab tons of accessories, multiple models together, and just build these really elaborate scenes. And the community library lets others, check out stuff you've made as well. You can add lighting and backdrops with the photo booth tool, so you can really just go nuts with this stuff. Very, very cool. The shout out I want to give is one Prawn Zone, who has been using Hero Forge to make some cool shit.
I've seen this cool shit. It's good stuff.
Look at this stuff. So I'm going to pull up over here, right? Prawn Zone. I did my own.
That's my weird dog in there.
So I did my own little 3D model of like me, and it's very quickly done, and I have my name on the base and stuff, and it's like it wasn't much.
Look at it.
But then here we go.
It's like a mirror.
Right? And then Prawn Zone made all us and then didn't stop there. There's the Wooly model. Prawn Zone went on to, just continue doing all kinds of cool.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. With your little 3D turnaround there on the parry. Got me with the sword. Prawn Zone then made Reggie, doing some cool shit out there.
I think the Reggie one's actually my favorite.
The Reggie one's great. Made where are we going? There's Susie in the proper Resident Evil and
but they got the cami things
with the cami gloves.
Hat.
Very cool detail there. There's a little Reggie turnaround for you. And just doing cool shit. There's a little versus wolves, me and an eye patch wolf, middle of an elbow drop. So you can go and see all these cool like character things, and the ability to then take your miniature and take that into gameplay if you're playing a tabletop is incredible. So that Prawn Zone showing off what's possible with Hero Forge. Kind of incredible. So check them out. Go to heroforge.com and use the code CASTLE to get 5% off on all orders of physical miniatures. And then there's the Pro subscriptions as well, starting at $3.99 a month, or Pro Plus subscriptions at $14.99 a month. You can check those out if you'd like. But one more time, that's heroforge.com with promo code CASTLE for 5% off all orders on physical miniatures. They also do custom dice, so if you want to print your own custom D20s and things like that as well, you can do that too. All right. Thank you, Hero Forged.
Thanks, Hero Forge.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by Shopify, and that is your go-to solution if you're getting into an online business, if you're trying to get something off the ground, you want to launch your business, or if you want to take it to the next level. You're an entrepreneur and you want to figure out what to do and how to, for us, it's perhaps selling a t-shirt. For you, it could be anything. Shopify is the name behind a lot of successful online businesses. They're really straightforward and easy to get started with on your first sale, or if you're going all the way up to your millionth, it can help you with every step of the way. If you're building your site, it's got lots of templates for you to choose from to help you customize your brand. If you are, writing your product descriptions, you got your headlines and things like that. They can help you, again, choose from multiple options. You've got the campaigns that you can have integrated with your social media. So if you want to, find out where you can reach people or where people can reach you, you can get all of that set up. And if you are handling more orders and expanding and things like that, Shopify is behind the scenes with international shipping. It's helping you out with returns, processing, all kinds of stuff like that. Gets really complicated once you start to get moving with your business. So this is the perfect place to handle that. In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify on your side. You can sign up for a $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast. shopify.com/superbeast. And here are your first cha-ching of the new year with Shopify on your side. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
And this week, the podcast is brought to you by Quince, the cozy clothing wardrobe option for your winter or your spring or all year round. You got tons of options. Quince is comfortable as heck. I am currently wearing a Quince Mongolian cashmere sweater.
Nice.
That's a mouthful, but all it means is it's really smooth and it feels really good. And when it gets cold up here, like it has been in the last couple days, snow's outside, storm's going kind of nuts, I just want something that feels good on my body, and this is doing that. It also helps that it puts my energy into dad mode.
Yeah.
I've needed to look at my wardrobe and consider that, and I feel like Quince is helping with my dad mode clothing. So yeah, this is the Mongolian cashmere sweater, but they've got wool coats, they've got leather, suede outerwear if you're looking for that too. Stuff that holds up and still looks good and will keep out the cold as well. And yeah, pricing wise, you're cutting out the middleman and traditional markups, and you're getting the same quality as luxury brands at a fraction of the price. So go check them out, see if they've got stuff you'd like. Um, the yeah. I'm probably gonna grab me another one of these Mongolian cashmeres, just to have two to rotate. You know, refresh your winter wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/superbeast for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. So that's QUINCE.com/superbeast. Free shipping and 365-day returns at quince.com/superbeast. Thank you, Quince.
Thanks, Quince.
All right, what's going on?
Man, I played a lot of fucking Stardew Valley this week. Not a whole much to report other than, man, that game's really good.
How are those pastures doing?
Incredible. I'm in winter now. No farming in winter. So I gotta go hit rocks.
Oh, okay.
Make friends. I've also been looking into, now that I know I actually really enjoy this genre, I've stumbled upon what I think is like, so there's a million of these being made right now, and I'm going to assume that that's because of the pandemic and the lockdown. There are like 20 that are going to come out like this year. And they're not out now, and I have this gut feeling that like most of them are going to come out within like a 2 or 3 month span and die.
Well, I honestly assume this has been the case with cozy games for years now. Like I'm assuming that this is a space where there are cozy likes coming often, and they're offering most of what you got going in Stardew, but with a little bit of this or a little bit of that thematically.
So it's kind of a weird situation. So I don't know if you ever gotten into a new genre and you're like, okay, what else is there in this genre? Like full genre.
I mean, my entire channel has been that.
Right.
Like, yeah, I pop into something I didn't play before and then go, oh, what else is going on here?
So I'm like, okay, let's look on Steam and see what we got. And it was a kind of point of frustration that I was recommended like 25 different things. And I'm like, oh, I'll obviously sort which ones I want to check out by review score. Well, that doesn't work when they're all very positive or overwhelmingly positive, does it? And it's like,
could it be that cozy people have a low blood pressure and everyone's kind of fine with the state of affairs in the cozy genre?
So it either means cozy people are easier on games.
Yeah, I'm just here to chill.
Or it means that this genre has tons of excellent games. I don't think it is the first one, because when I do find negative reviews of these things, they are like super detailed and mad about the most granular fucking things that no one would give a shit about.
So the whole point of the genre is to be unsweaty, but you can sweat. But then, like we said,
I started my stream earlier this week in the middle of summer, and fall. I was sweating my ass off.
But at that point,
I was like German kid playing Call of Duty, just fucking.
But then at that point, you've got your Factorio and Satisfactory for you. You know, like
that's not a. Factorio feels less sweaty than some of the Stardew shit I've been doing. And because Factorio doesn't have like an endless ticking clock of days, because there's only so many days until the fall festival, and I got to get my Grange up
Okay.
Bro, I got to get my 9 items for my variety for my max Grange.
Do you get really, really sweaty about your placement of like crops and like how far they are from
No,
certain things
no.
and buildings?
Every season when all the crops die, I like reorient it according to what I actually have.
Okay. Because that's
right.
a potential source of sweat is,
yeah.
There's
no point in changing it before the season.
Are you emulating the fallow system properly?
No.
You know? Are you fighting back against, was it Joja Corp?
Yeah, Joja. It's Amazon. It's just literally just fucking Amazon. And like there's a thing that I actually really don't like in Stardew, where Amazon is here to like ruin your shit and fuck up the prices and destabilize the economy and all that, or Walmart, right? But all the items you buy at Joja cost like 10% more than they do at the local store.
Mm-hmm.
Like the actual it should cost 10% cheaper at Joja, but then you feel bad.
Yeah. Right. Instead of the greed being that it's more expensive, it should be cheaper, but you're killing the local businesses. True. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's incredible. I've also been playing a bunch of Cult of the Lamb. I have ascertained a enormous Steam wish list of cozy games that I will be working through to some degree in the future.
You're gonna burn out the cozy. You can't.
And not a whole lot other than that. So Space Marine 2, that game's excellent. You should give it a shot at some point. They're coming out with a new class this week, the Tech Marine. So I was like, I'm gonna dip my toe back in and see what I'm doing, because it's been a while since I played Space Marine. They have like a horde mode now. They have like they call it siege, but they have like an endless wave mode now, which is like something that game desperately needed and works really well with. And I have a bit of a fucking like finger wag at whoever runs their interface, because you do 5 waves and then it says, hey, every 5 waves your rewards from the activity are guaranteed, but if you keep going you can lose them, right? That's the hook to it. So if you want to get your guaranteed rewards, return to the battle barge, which is like the hub where you send on missions. So I clicked on start, and then I went to the button that's labeled return to the battle barge and clicked on it, and then went back to the matchmaking hub and got zero of the shit that I had supposedly guaranteed earned. Because what the tutorial prompt actually meant was go to the elevator to finish the mission, and then there'll be a button that says continue or return to the battle barge. Don't use the one from the start menu, you dumbass, you idiot.
That's horrible. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like drop the stuff off somewhere or some shit. Okay,
Dude, it actually sucks because like the option in the main menu is literally the exact quoted phrasing on the tutorial prompt. It's just wrong. It's just straight up wrong. I also played some stuff on the backlog, some of which was of no note at all. So I'm not even going to bother with it.
Fair enough. Damn.
I played Abiotic Factor. So if you look that up, it's going to look a lot like Half-Life 1. Like a crazy amount like Half-Life 1.
Abiotic mean something that is not biotic?
I don't know what it means.
What does that word mean?
I have no idea.
Physical rather than biological, not derived from living organisms.
But looks a lot like Half-Life 1. All the way down to having a crossbow that shoots like a uranium rod. The difference being is that unlike Half-Life 1, it is a scrounge and craft and base building game. So you start in essentially Black Mesa, and there is a portal event that causes bullshit to come in and attack you, just like in Half-Life 1.
But it's Christmas
But
time.
instead of just getting guns and whatever, you are breaking apart computers off the shelves for their innards and putting couches up against doors and cooking food. And it has like this massive labyrinthine skill system. And then later on has tons of different levels that are you going to essentially like a bunch of different Zens.
Okay.
And it's great. And it's fucking awesome. It's one of those games that everyone plays at multiplayer, but me. You know those?
Okay.
We're like, oh, it's such a cool co-op game that Pat will never play in co-op once, ever. Not even one time.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm looking at the trailer now, and it's like we're doing our own Half-Life 2, and if you've got nostalgia for it, here you go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's absolutely excellent. I tried out Fields of Mystria, which is a bunch of people obsessed with Stardew Valley made an anime-based Stardew Valley.
Yep.
And I played it for about an hour and was like, I need to not play this anymore because it does that thing that newer games in that type of genre do, where it's like, wow, you can jump in this game. I wish I could jump in Stardew. Oh no, I have to stop playing it. I have to stop.
It's got its third major update.
Yeah. That'll be done at some point this year. I played something called...
Man, like, shit plus anime being a valid... like,
yeah, absolutely.
Being a valid thing is like... Wow, yeah.
Anime's popular.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, shit plus anime was the Souls plus anime was that Xbox game, right?
That could be like 5 different games.
Oh god, there was the blue one and then the red one, Scarlet Nexus, and
that's not a Souls game at all.
No. What was the blue?
Code Vein?
Because the Code Vein is that right?
Yeah, but there's also like
Code Vein
AI hack.
Code Vein.
What's it called?
Was the anime one I was thinking of? Yeah.
There's a million of that shits. But yes, anime is good. People like anime. Let's see. I also played Raji, an Ancient Epic, which is a highly Indian action game with a lot of voice acting and a lot of like back and forth between like who was it? It was Vishnu and Shiva, I think it was.
Okay.
Just back and forthing as you're doing like kind of like God of War light action game.
Highly Indian is wild. That's okay.
Well, when you play a game and it's like it's made in this country, it's about this culture.
Oh yeah. No. I know exactly what you mean. Like you can play a game.
Like Okami is a highly Japanese
yes, you
game.
can play a game that's Japanese. You can play a game that takes place in Japan, and then you can play a highly Japanese game where it's like you're not even playing as like people. You're playing as Japanese gods in the folklore. And I'm like,
you could play a game made in Poland, or you could play Witcher 3.
Yes.
Which takes place in Poland.
I completely understand.
The way E33 is highly French. Yeah. Raji was cool. It was a lot stronger on its visual and story presentation than it was the game. I also played Wordplay, which is Balatro Scrabble.
Oh, okay.
And the problem with Balatro Scrabble in a segment like Beat the Backlog is that I'm streaming Scrabble, which means that I get to be made acutely aware of how many more words everyone watching knows than I do.
Yes. You're playing a word game with a crowd, and you are one brain.
And there's always it feels like the crowd's one person who just knows every 7-letter word of all time and can just see it instantly.
It sure does. I'm down to test any Balatro like, so I'm throwing that on.
Yeah, Wordplay was really good. I finished it. I'm like, wow, this game made me feel really stupid, and I kind of resent it for making me feel really dumb. Excellent game, great game.
Does it have the juice?
Hardy recommend.
Does it have the
no,
juice?
it's just super clean. It's just super clean and like pleasant.
Because a lot of the Balatro clones, like Ao Tenjo, it was Balatro, fucking Mahjong, or the Tetris one I talked about the other day, are like, it's an idea, but it's barely executed so far. You know,
Yeah.
like, so yeah, okay.
And last but not least, I played a very, very interesting game called Indica. Indica, you play as a young lady in a looks like Russian Orthodox convent in the 1900s early. As you go about your life and do wildly banal and miserably boring tasks while a narrator causes you to have schizophrenic breakdowns, and you will walk over to hit tasks and get weird ass totally non-diegetic level ups, which allow you to go into a skill tree and level up like Catholic grief and all sorts of shit.
This looks super interesting.
It's super interesting.
Wow. Okay. Immediately, one, the like bold font and branding and the banner of these nuns with yellow stark things around them is strange. And then this trailer is like everything's taking place with like camera locked in fisheye mode on some of the what the fuck is this game?
It's very weird.
Indica with a K, and it has nothing to do with weed.
Nothing. Very, 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 very fucking weird.
This looks very interesting.
Like, one of the early things you do is that a nun tells you to fill up a bucket of water and put it into a barrel, and you have to get 5 buckets and bring them over to the well and put them in the well and then pull the whole well down and then pull the bucket back up and walk back. Takes like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And the whole time the narrator is going on about how like this is bullshit because there's a spring just like 3 minutes away that you can get blessed water from. And why don't we just put blessed water in the well, and then the well water will be blessed? And then you put all that shit into the barrel, and then the head nun comes out, looks at you, and knocks it over into the water. And then you get like a level up, which I put into guilt. And then I got a fucking loading screen tip that said points don't matter. They don't do anything.
Oh, this sounds so interesting. Man, like real life being the horror of real life back in the day is absolutely subject for gamification, and very striking design.
Oh, it's really weird. They do a lot of weird shit with the camera.
Yeah,
where they have like a fake GoPro attached to the character's head, but facing their face.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, the visual, the design choices in this are fucking interesting and cool. Right away, I'm intrigued.
But yeah, no, that shit
Indica
cool.
with a K. Okay.
I don't like the one of the screenshots on the Steam page, if you look carefully, is like a 2D pixel art platformer.
What the fuck? Yeah, I see it.
And like it's the kind of game where I don't know if that's even in the game for sure. It could just be a lie on the Steam page. Impossible to know.
Wow.
But that's pretty much it. This week, Pat's going to be playing a bunch of Stardew. Also, today, Tuesday, the 27th at 6 p.m. Pacific, Paige and I will be watching Fallout. They finally pulled that time off of fucking midnight. So Paige and I are going to start the stream at 5 p.m. Pacific and watch it at 6 like normal people.
Apparently, that shot is called a snorri cam.
Oh, yeah?
Which is like a body-mounted camera rig.
Yeah, cool.
That focuses on your face in that awkward way. Interesting. Cool.
You can go see that at twitch.tv/PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt.
All right. What's going on? Couple things. One, hey, guess what? Alex now has a fucking trailer. And holy shit.
Do you get the feeling sometimes that some characters, the devs are like, man, I like this character. And then some characters, the devs are like, this character is my actual child.
But Alex has never been that. He
should have been.
This is Alex, we're sorry. We apologize. We're going to cradle you and give you everything.
Street Fighter 3 was the best one, and he deserves special treatment.
He had the fucking spotlight and franchise robbed and stolen from him as the new generation, as the newcomer that represents Street Fighter with his move list being a little bit of everything. They went, nah, Ryu, though. And then every other game continued to switch up different protagonists, some of which we will never, ever hear from again. Goodbye forever, Abel. But
I like Abel. Abel's cool, but Manon directly replaces
Manon's
him.
better. And
like the same way that
yep.
What's her name? Aki replaces Feng.
Yep. Manon is better. And if you want your Rekka options with different routes, then you got Jamie.
Yeah.
We're done. The other protagonists where it's like obviously Luke and Rashid were the protagonists of each of their games. Blah. Alex now coming back in this Street Fighter 6 treatment is so
special
fucking
treatment.
incredible.
It's really obvious from the trailer and his music, the fact that he has two themes and they're easily the best pieces of music in the game.
Yeah.
And one is performed by fucking Jam Project.
Now, to be fair, every character that has come back is being given like special treatment, right? C Viper and Sagat and like everyone is really fucking cool so far, but they're going above and beyond with, like you said, exactly, Jam Project. And then you're seeing his kit, but you're seeing a billion other moves and grabs and things in that trailer going, what the fuck is he doing now?
So do you remember what we were talking about? You were talking about whether or not they would even allow the chop into back turn throws, right? And turns out he has a back turn for every throw.
He's got
every single one.
He's got a stance. He's got the fucking prowler stance.
And I asked, all I want to see is stun gun, headbutt, and the stomp. And then they decided to make his other primary part of the kit is stance that goes into all of that shit.
Yeah, right? And you're seeing how much love for the wrestling side of this character is being shown. And then the trailer ends on a fucking one-winged angel. And you're like, dear God, Kenny is not just telling them what to do. The call is coming from inside the house. And see,
sure enough, he is on the screen. That is Kenny Omega
doing the mocap, talking to the team, and 100% he's taking his favorite character, and you're seeing Kenny's love being put into everything Alex is now. It's like, yeah, all of that from him being his favorite makes a ton of sense. I imagine that they would have brought him back and made him a really cool version, but this over the top level of we're getting Jam Project, probably because Kenny called some favors in, got Endo on the line and just went like, yeah, give him a big hero theme while he's heel turning, mind you. But the lyrics are about how despite the outer darkness, inside has the soul of a hero. Holy fuck, he looks so good, man.
I think I will get to master with Kenny.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. No, don't correct it. Don't correct it. With Kenny Omega
in Street Fighter faster than I did with Bison or Geef.
I sure hope he's good. I feel like
it would be ridiculous if they did all this fancy like love and he was not. Also, a lot of the DLC characters for Street Fighter 6 have been like
solid,
too good.
Real, yeah.
Actually,
well, the thing is that like having all those options, the downsides when you have to balance them is that there needs to be weaknesses, and for many characters that have, some people are not able to handle stance characters because there's too much going on, right?
As long as it's only one stance, it's fine.
Giving someone a kit that is like a handful of tools that are like, I don't know when to, can be its own detriment sometimes, right?
I just hope the stance is like down and 2 punches. just like a really, really easy input. I don't like that Aki's is down into kicks because it's slightly more awkward due to the right trigger.
Yeah, I had to map an extra. I had to map different Blanca controls specifically for using Blanca because of the coward crouch situation.
Yeah.
But one thing that does fucking suck is charge characters are being killed off before our eyes. Like,
yeah, that's not surprising. It's a natural reaction of modern controls.
And the idea that like I knew that people like kind of some people struggled with charge characters. I didn't realize that it was like all out war on this archetype. You know, people that are like legacy, like Honda, Blanca, and such, get to maintain those charge moves. But Alex is a character where they're like, it was part of his kit of mixed things.
It wasn't a core part of his kit. He's not Guile.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I don't like that. I because the thing is charge moves, because they take time to set up, you can allow them to be better than a move you can do while moving forward or while moving around. You know, like a flash kick is better than a shoryuken because you have to sit still for a minute before you do it. But you also have to work on like how to hide it into your gameplay and stuff. And I always thought that, you know, you could make up for making a move that strong with it being charged. Scissor kicks for Bison are a pretty great example, where they're like, nah, you know what, fuck it, let's just simplify everything. And I don't want things to get more homogenous.
As long as Guile continues to be one of the most popular characters of all time, and he definitely is, there will be at least one charge character in every Street Fighter game, and it will be Guile.
Yeah, and like Geef is a grappler, and I don't like the idea though that like there's only room for, there's the default fighter, and then there are the pure other genres of character. You know, there is the charge character identity that is only that, or the grappler identity that is only that, and everything else has to be simplified in this motion way. Like, I kind of feel like there's room for more, you know, and I like hybrids.
Let me ask you a question. So for the DLC characters for Street Fighter 6, right? Sagat's really good. Bison's really good. Aki's really good. Ed is super good. Mai is really good. Terry's really good.
Terry's good now.
At what point do you look at the roster of a new fighting game made by Capcom and be like, oh, Akuma's also excellent, as always. Do you go, I don't want my character to be in the base roster. I want them to be year one DLC so that they're really strong.
Oh, I mean, the accusations that you make paid DLC strong so that you make people want to buy it, they're never beating that. Every game is doing it. How is that an
accusation? If you make characters mediocre, why? I'll be fucking pissed if I bought them.
It's that thing that, yes, but for them to be dominating every single time, you know, is like, it is a business decision. It's just one where you're kind of like, I want a normal character to join the cast and ultimately fit right in. But
dude, if Alex is not like good, I'm gonna be so mad.
I don't like the idea that whoever you buy will dominate the meta for the entire season that they exist in. You know, like I don't. That's a thing. That sucks. It also sucks to have this whole like not pay to win, but like the yin and yang edition. You know, of like you either get on board or get lost. Kick rocks.
I'm okay with that on one condition, and that is you have to put out 6 characters a year, please.
Put out enough characters.
Time in between who gets to live on top is.
But the feeling that like, no, I'm paying the money, therefore I should be winning with the character I just bought. My new toy needs to be the best. Is like, fuck.
No, my new toy just needs to be competent. Like they cannot release a bad character.
No, you can't. No. That's
outrageous.
That is that, and that sucks for multiple reasons, because there's also people who are like, I want to continue playing this game, and for people who are like, I'm competing or I'm like playing it to be good. You actually kind of you have to be able to buy each character because they're part of the game kit, you know. So there's a bit for anyone who like kind of plays and wants to stay abreast of like being a high skilled player. There is no I'm not getting this character, so a feeling of buying something and then being like, oh well, they're kind of pointless or they suck that's not fun. But they can't the fact that it's like Smash 4 for the Smash Ultimate, every piece of DLC was ridiculous as soon as it dropped. Tekken, as soon as the new character's out, shit's terrifying, right? I feel like they with Facom Rom, I think people were saying like no, they toned it down a bit, but like everything from Eddie upwards was like kind of going insane for a while there. It feels like you can pull it back a little bit. Make sure they're good. Don't make it so that they're undisputed number one every time, But who knows? Maybe the plan is always like start high and then pull them down after. Terry,
that's probably the plan.
Yeah. Well, Terry didn't feel like that, but like Mai obviously turned into that immediately, Alex has fucking got the love and looks super dope.
I love him.
And seeing him talking shit, and like acknowledging the crowd boos and all of that is just so much fun in terms of.
Did you notice that they made Alex specifically for me?
In what way?
He's releasing on Patrick's Day.
Oh. Well, how about that?
For me.
I mean, I thought your birthday would be more of your Patrick's Day, but I guess I
get two.
You get two. That's cool. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm born in December, so I barely get one because that shit gets rolled into Christmas. So hey,
that sucks.
We're all eating good over here.
That just sucks so much shit.
Life is fun and totally fair over here. Enjoy your two.
Couldn't you just celebrate a half birthday?
That's what some people end up doing, but nobody did that with me. That wasn't an option.
You know what you should do? You should celebrate a half birthday now until you catch up.
All the way to 40.
So it could take a bit. It could take a bit.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, the shit barely is anything until the kid is old enough to care, and then it becomes a thing again.
Yeah.
Alex fucking rules. That's amazing. Some other stuff going on. There was a big old series of Dragon Ball announcements this week. They had a big release of stuff. So Sparking Zero DLC, Super Saiyan, Bardock, Demon Piccolo, Super 17, all that stuff. Whatever, that's fine. New game project, Age 1000, which apparently is the timeline that the Dragon Ball MMO that got canceled was going to take place in. So some existing Toriyama note stuff that is getting pulled into its own game thing. A 40th anniversary special video showing off some panels getting animated. That was like, that looked all right. Looked cool. And then a new Dragon Ball Super series starting called Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol. So Dragon Ball will continue.
Bro, I'm watching it looks like a Twitch stream of Sean Schimmel watching the announcements get announced at the Dragon Ball conference, just losing his shit. Cause like every time they announce one of these fucking things, he's like, yeah! Like every single time they announce a new Dragon Ball anime or nothing, he's just like, yeah, I'm Goku!
Yeah. They're also, I think they also announced the it's like a Battle of the Gods remake, I believe, with Beerus there.
Like Battle of the Gods Kai, essentially. Which is weird because it was already a movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I missed. Maybe I should fucking catch this instead. What is a really? There's this feeling now that sucks, which is I'm watching the 40th anniversary video, and you're seeing the Toriyama panels starting to get animated and move and stuff, and you're like, oh, that looks nice. That's a nice way of bringing it to life. Is this AI? Did they AI these panels, or did someone actually animate these? oh, that's a cool. Look at the Frieza and Goku are moving, and and I
You
just
can't do that. You can't live your life that way.
it sucks. But you're going, you're doing the this is suspicious. You know, but no, there was some 3D stuff that looked really faithful to the original manga.
You can't go down to the glory hole and sweat too hard about what's on the other side. You'll ruin the whole thing.
I will peek through the hole before I do anything else. Thank you very much. I will stare inside and see what the fuck is going on in there.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd never go to one of those things. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I see. You set the analogy up, and then you're like, and then you
I tricked you, you disgusting pig.
There you go. Coward.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Yeah. I think with the like not I haven't been obviously following Super and stuff, but like I know they announced the there was the the Chibi series where like Kid Goku and everything was happening again just now. And I guess I kind of thought like, oh, that's doing a weird side thing that's kind of like keeping the franchise going, but it was actually canon and continued. It was just its own like weird new chapter with Daima. And with this announcement, I think it's something I didn't quite put together was like Dragon Ball is now back and will continue forever.
Has Dragon Ball ever not been back in the history of the world?
Well, between Super and like it actually being not around, like Z, it was like, yeah, Dragon Ball's done, but we're still making.
I don't think there's been a day in my life for 20 years I haven't seen Goku somewhere.
There was before this whole Beerus Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan stuff started and they brought Dragon Ball back. It was done. They were continuing to make and sell things as an IP, but the story was like closed off. It was like Oob is the end of the timeline and that's it.
Did you believe that then?
Well, yeah, because there was no more story. They were just making games and selling products.
I don't believe that shit.
You know?
I don't believe that shit for a second.
I think that like committing to retelling things or like Kai and doing things where you're like you can re-release stuff or whatever, that felt like, hey, we have a giant world fucking class IP that we can keep using, but like I didn't necessarily until they reopened up the story moving forward in time with all this current stuff, which if I'm not mistaken, I think it was explained to me that Super takes place before the finale Oob scene. This is all post Z, pre Oob.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still a timeline ending at the to make it there. Yeah. So anyway, it just kind of I don't know. We spent a lot of time with no Dragon Ball story happening. So now that it's kind of like back and there's multiple series going on, it's kind of like, oh shit, like in a post Toriyama world, I guess there will always be more Dragon Ball, but mangas end sometimes, and I thought this was a case of a manga that ended, but yeah. Like even if you go on to Boruto or fucking you reanimate the end of Bleach or animate for the first time, I should say, or whatever the case is, you open it back up. There's always got to be money being made. Make no mistake, I always assume that's the case. But yeah, it's like, okay, there's like proper, just the story will go on regardless. I would have assumed that in any case that I think like post Toriyama there would be a well, I guess it's a new start of a new series name, like with Galactic Patrol, and then that'll come to an end, and then they'll just announce a new name, perhaps. But
they're gonna do Dragon Ball.
Okay, not a lot of strong feelings about Dragon Ball. That's fine. Moving on.
No, it's forever. No, I can't feel strongly about it because it's forever. And I never believed that it wasn't forever for 1 second of my whole life.
Well, what about the 10 years when there was no new story happening in Dragon Ball?
the 10 years where I saw Dragon Ball shit everywhere, every single day? That stuff?
But none of it was new story. It was just retellings or products
It was only
coming
a matter
out.
of time.
Sure. All right. Yeah. In any case, there is that. There was the Mario Galaxy trailer. Yoshi's there, and
Sure.
yeah, there looks like
Still not doing his taxes.
looks like it's doing. They're doing what you do with the sequel on that one. Seems fine. Ubisoft insider reports that Watch Dogs the franchise is completely dead.
Wow.
There will not be any more games.
Now that is something I already knew and didn't need confirmation on being dead.
But you knew that in your heart, not in reality.
No, I knew that when I looked at the Legion sales numbers.
See, I always think there's a chance that iconic hat from Watch Dogs might show up again somewhere, somehow.
So shit.
No, now that the company is about to be carved up like a fish, this is the time to announce things like this, and or just let us know ultimately that Beyond Good and Evil was never real, and that you all bought it, even when we made a trailer and showed you some gameplay and a monkey and Paige and
I never believed that shit even once. Like, those always looked like the most, fucking make whatever, I don't give a shit. And they were never followed up by anything, ever.
I wanted to believe. I wanted it. I wanted it.
But, like, here's what I don't get. What do they even get out of that? Like, that a bunch of nerds are like, it's going to come out one day.
So, honestly, likely you get the people that care about the name of this game are like, yay, but then really it's just a new genre that comes out. Or not a genre, sorry. It's a new game that comes out, but it's like, but it's probably an existing genre, and it just finds a new way to enter whatever space. Like, if you wanted a hero shooter, you go, we're making a new fucking Beyond Good and Evil themed hero shooter. It's Nosgoth. All right? You a fan of Kane? You a fan of
Nosgoth existed way more than Beyond Good and Evil 2 ever existed.
For sure. It came out. What I mean to say is that, like, when you see it go and you're like, is this actually a sequel to the thing? Is it even the same game? What are we looking at? What is any of this? And nothing made sense, and it went back to the drawing board 4 times or whatever. And at a certain point, you can just imagine any major business meeting being one where they're like, okay, what are we spending money on over here? Does the current market make sense? Can we still just release a single player adventure game?
No,
and that's
the time to make that was like 15 fucking years ago.
And then when time goes by and they fucking wasted all of it and nothing came out, then it's time to start cannibalizing and morphing this into the current meta, which is like, can we make this something else that can make a lot of money over time? Is there anything else popular that we can turn this into, or whatever the fuck the case is? But anyways, Watch Dogs, that's the word on the street.
Also canceled that Prince of Persia remake.
Which one?
The Sands of Time one.
The second Sands of Time remake?
No, the first one.
That came out? Am I crazy? Wasn't there a Sands of Time remake that came out?
No. Are you all right?
No, I'm thinking of a game that... Was it based on maybe the movie? Didn't it come out around the same time as
Forgotten Sands?
What am I thinking of?
Thinking about Pop 2008?
No, not Pop Zero. Look, I obviously was not following the Sands of the Prince of Persia franchise super closely, so I thought there was a game that came out that was a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, but
Nope.
okay. What came out alongside the movie? Was that Forgotten Sands?
I want to say it was Forgotten Sands.
And what was Forgotten Sands?
A fourth game in that trilogy.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Okay. I thought it was a remake. My mistake.
Nah,
Okay.
it was okay.
I wasn't paying close attention.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay, yeah.
It was all right. That trilogy kind of sucks. That first one's like a fucking rock star, and the remaining ones are just like fucking weird.
I only played the first one and loved it, and I never went into fucking Metal Thong, like massive edgelord shit.
I think the third game, carrying on from the secret ending that no one got from the second game, was a bold choice. Really bold.
The franchise kind of becoming spiritually succeeded as Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed had its own premise and stuff that I thought was cool from the jump, but yeah, it did kind of like suck, at least for a while, that it was like, oh, they're completely giving up on that stuff. But then they started doing things with it again, you know. And with
Lost Crown's still awesome. It's fucking incredible. Lost Throne, whatever that game is.
Yeah, and I heard that the pink one was all right too.
I remember being really confused why they put out two side-scrolling Prince of Persia games simultaneously.
I think they're just one was made by the was it the Dead Cells guy?
I don't think so.
God,
by the way, it's no longer pink. They completely changed the game's color palette and art style so that it would be not nearly as interesting.
Yeah,
they looked at it and they went, "This is too unique and looks too good."
The Rogue Prince of Persia. This conversation is awful. we have no idea.
Talking about
none of us are following
sucks,
Prince of Persia
dude.
sharply, so I'm literally going, is this? Do you remember? Was this kind of a thing? I saw announcements for it and we talked about it, but I don't know. But yes. Anyway, all I came here to say is Watch Dogs dead.
Yeah. Watch Dogs dead. Prince of Persia's dead.
All right. What the fuck is happening?
Multiple canceled Assassin's Creed games.
What the fuck is happening with Yakuza 3 Kiwami?
Oh, so it looks like shit, and there's a sex abuser who replaced one of the actors for the main characters.
I only saw the first part of that.
Yeah, so it's been a controversy going on the whole time. So sometimes they replace actors,
garbage,
for the Kiwami games, and the
you mean that shitty brick texture I'm looking at is not the worst part of the story?
No. So they replaced the guy who plays Rikia with a guy who just loves getting into sex abuse scandals, and there's also changes to the story that just basically says, hey, remember that guy? He lived.
Which they already did for Zero.
Which they did for Zero.
Yeah.
Which is like maybe the worst thing they've ever done in their franchise, of like not even like letting characters survive unexplainably. Oh, that's Hamazaki? Who even gives a shit about Hamazaki? Oh, okay, my mistake.
So wait,
it's Hamazaki's actor, not Rikia's actor.
Okay, so are there multiple characters who they're retconning survival in across the games
there's
now?
one. There's one that's a kind of a big deal.
There's the one I know about in Zero.
Yeah.
But is there another one?
So there's there's one character that you meet in 8 that bafflingly survives from 3.
Okay.
And I'm hearing that the other character who hard dies also lives, and makes me think that they want that character to go do something in 9, which would suck because the character's a loser.
No one's ever really gone. Yeah. Well, that fucking voice acting dog shit aside, I saw some screenshots of side-by-side areas of 3 with the remake, and it's insanely dog shit. Like the lighting is awful. It looks like, and apparently some folks are saying that's just the demo area, but then an IGN thing, they got their hands on the full game and they're like, no, the whole thing looks this bad.
So I played a little bit of Pirate Yakuza, and a bunch of areas in that game have something wrong with the lighting. Like there's a legitimate, like it's over bloomed or something, like something in their engine is screwed. Like it looks like there is a toggle that they have on by accident.
Looking at the brightness of everything here and the way that the textures are unlit on everything, every sidewalk, every surface, the water itself, everything is completely just like, it's not self-lighting at all or self-shadowing at all. It feels like this is a simple render and lighting thing that can be fixed. But for whatever fucking reason, the thing that they're putting out into the world looks like this. And I swear to God, like the pillar with the brick texture you can see wrapped around it looks like the shit I was doing in 3D Studio Max in high school. Like just going, make a rectangle, put a brick texture on it. It exists now.
It's possible.
The bare minimum.
That making a new game every 14 months for 20 years does start to catch up to you eventually.
Is it possible that Nagoshi and his gang of dragon are paying to sabotage the production?
It's much more likely that everybody who really gives a fuck on that team and all the pros are all working on Another Century. And the younger staff and the less experienced staff are working on the Kiwamis and the pirate adventures.
That Another Century did look like a pretty game. But I would like to believe that dudes are coming out of their cubicles and going home, and then a bunch of dudes are in the parking lot going, "Grrrah! Eh."
It's possible. It's not even improbable.
And salarymen are going on their way home, and that's Nagoshi's work as the gang of dragons sets up. Fuck, this looks bad.
It looks bad. So here's the thing that's actually really important is that Yakuza 3 kind of sucks, but already. And normally you'd be like, skip it. Except, so sorry about that.
Whoop.
Except Yakuza 3 is the emotional core of 5, 6, and 8 and Gaiden.
Okay.
Like the setup in Yakuza 3 are wildly important for 4 of the other games through lines and endings. Very sorry about that. Smacking the mic. Appreciate it.
It wasn't that bad. I played a little bit of it in QA. We had it in the office for some evaluation, but obviously I just got to take a look at it at the time, and I remember seeing it and being like, wow, this is like Shenmue, but everything is cooler and
like
faster.
A normal game made for human beings.
Yeah.
I feel so vindicated. I remember Matt brought it up, and I remember I was arguing about him with Shenmue, but it was lots of people. There were lots of people that I was saying for years and years and years, who gives a fucking shit about Shenmue? That shit's ass. We have Like a Dragon now. And that was like a full decade before finding out that the Like a Dragon series are direct, unofficial sequels to Shenmue.
Okay, give me a minute. I might have some words. Pat, I might owe you an apology.
Shit.
Give me a minute, and we'll come back around to this one, okay?
Oh, shit.
Give me a minute, and we'll come back around to this topic. But
today or late? Like what?
In about a week's time or so.
A week's time?
In about a week's time.
All right.
Whew. Ooh, boy, is Yakuza a great replacement for
I see what I see
for everything that came
what's
along.
happening. Yeah. Okay. I see. I see.
Hmm. Well, that aside, unfortunately, I was hoping that like each of these older games getting remade was a good excuse to be like, oh well, perfect. You can jump on the Kiwami versions.
Kiwami 1. So here's the thing. Yakuza 1 is old and busted in a way that sucks like few games do. Kiwami 1 is better, but not actually that good either. Yakuza 2 on PS2 is better than Kiwami 2. And both versions of 3 suck.
Okay, but if this is not in go watch Clemps talk about Drakengard instead of playing them territory, right? This is play it, but know what you're getting into.
So there's something that's really interesting that the Yakuza series used to do, which is they used to give you full game recaps at the very beginning if you wanted them.
Right.
Full recap of like every major event and character. And the last time they did that was for 4. And that's one of the reasons why 4 was the one that we started the LP on. Also, 4 is the first of those that I can easily recommend to everyone because it kicks ass and isn't fucked up. Those first 3 games, kind of fucked up in a lot of ways. That 4th one, though. Ooh, that 5th one. Ooh, that 0th one. Ooh, that 6th one. 7, though. Yeah.
I do get a feeling, at least maybe I'm guessing here based on 0, that like ultimately there's a formula that like you lock into where you're showing up for the serious plot and the goofy side quests, but the walking around Kamurocho stuff is like it is what it is every time, right?
You'll see marginal improvements every game.
So
and then when they jump generations, you'll see above average marginal improvements.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I guess like 3, there's no answer here then.
Nope. The answer is watch the cutscenes of Kiryu hanging out with the kids at the beach.
Bummer.
And then make sure to watch all the dialogue where he goes on the quests to feed the puppy and he talks to the little girl who says she could never date a black person. And Kiryu doesn't push back on that at all because he's like, yeah. And then go fight a bunch of goons that kidnap the kids, and then
I
go
thought,
fight a bunch of goons that kidnap the kids again.
I thought those games were coming at each other from the Korea, Japan, China angle. I didn't know we were catching strays.
Very rarely. Very rarely.
Like, Jesus Christ. I just thought
Gary
it was,
Buster Holmes.
I was about to say my hands as fists is fine. I can live in that world, you know.
Yeah, he does push back. Okay, I forgot. Yeah.
All right.
It's a small racist child. Don't worry, she won't be important. She will be important.
Anyways, all right. And the only other thing was there was there's currently a lawsuit that Hasbro's shareholders are taking to them for printing too many damn Magic cards, apparently.
Such a good follow-up to last week, isn't it?
It's kind of like I'm trying to get the gist of like what exactly this meant, because yeah, last week we talked about like if you want to play the game, apparently just print the fucking cards out and play it for fun. Just make your proxies. If you don't want to get into the fucking FOMO bullshit market of this stuff. To which I have friends who reached out and were like, yo, cool, check out my cool proxy decks. That's all I've been doing. There's people out there that are just enjoying the gameplay part of things. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
So I want to be clear. So this is the shareholders of Hasbro suing Hasbro.
Yes.
It's not like a weird ass individual, and it's not like speculative card scalper freaks.
But apparently the card scalping aftermarket pricing I think the deal is that like they printed more of the things that were the highest value to kind of based on what the aftermarket was doing, and this breached quote unquote the fiduciary duties of the directors and officers of Hasbro by overprinting things that were supposed to be more rare.
So they're saying that they're overprinting past consumer demand and wasting money, essentially. And it appears that the core of it isn't that they are printing too many cards. It's that they're printing too many different cards.
Oh, too many sets.
Yeah, because every fucking 2 weeks there's some fucking new
shit
pile of shit.
And thus people are not buying every new set.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
People are actually skipping some sets because they know other sets are coming later that they want more.
There's no urgency behind getting the current one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. But it's good to know that the shareholders of the playing card company are also psychos, just like every other shareholder.
Well, that's very different from what I was expecting, because I mean,
yeah, I thought when I saw it that it was going to be like scalpers going nuts because overprinting's hurting their margins or whatever the fuck.
But it's actually you're making too many card products.
Yeah, it's shareholders being mentally unwell.
To be fair,
because they're evil.
To be fair, I feel like the people I know who follow Magic the most are in a perpetual state of anger and frustration about keeping up with shit in those games.
Doesn't that just make you super excited to try something? Isn't that like super exciting?
Get
when, like,
into
the
it
guy
so
that
you can
know who's into like Game of Thrones or Magic or League.
Get into it so you can be bitter like all of us.
They're having a fucking breakdown.
But is this not also catching up to all these game franchises too? Sometimes when I jump in, like for a minute there, I was jumping into Silent Hill and it was like, yeah, get through those games so you can be miserable like us. You know?
Yeah, well, you came in right at the inflection point of like 15 years of trash.
It's so weird, man. But you know, and there's a lot of there's a lot of fighters where it's like that too, where it's just like, no, you need to get into this fighting game so that you can get good at it like we are, and then hate it forever and hate every new thing they're doing, like, because their decisions make no fucking sense.
Whether or not I like Monster Hunter is going to be up for grabs in 2.5 hours. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But the Monster Hunter Wilds performance patch on PC is coming out at 6 p.m. Pacific today. And if it sucks again, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can be a fan. You are a fan of Monster Hunter.
I adore Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter. I will talk to you about the galactic hip check from Plesioth or Green Plesi all day.
But at any given 3-year interval, you can be as upset and as mad at everything having to do with it as possible.
Like, the Wilds is a good thing. There's things in Wilds that I don't like. There's things in Wilds that I do like. But when I got like a couple months away from it, I'm like, a lot of my opinion on that game was under this thick sauce of terrible performance. Right? Like, because every time I played it, it ran like shit on my very nice computer. And that was in addition to me eating a bunch of Monster Hunter World terrible performance sauce, but this one has more. So it like affected my perception, which means if I go back to Wilds in 5 or 10 years with a new computer, my opinion will soften. Not change, but soften.
Being a fan is suffering.
You know what that reminds me of? I don't know if I said it last week, but we were talking about getting into the genre, but the standout game is the game, and like the spin-offs and all that shit is like, don't even bother. Monster Hunter is that.
Yeah.
It's the king of that. oh man, I got really into Monster Hunter. What other hunting games should I play? And people go, the other Monster Hunter games.
The what was it for you? Right, the one right before World, right? Was the
For
ultimate?
You was the shit,
right.
dude. That's the one you got super pissed off at me because I was playing an early copy on the 3DS during the podcast.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't stop. And I was like, I can totally do the podcast. I can totally do it. And you're like, you really can't.
You literally cannot. Please.
Well, we learned that lesson, didn't we?
Here we are. That being said, every time your face gets blinded out with white, I know you're opening a fucking browser up there or booting something.
Well, yeah, so. I'm looking up the thing you're talking to me about.
Yeah, as long as it's not gameplay.
Oftentimes it is gameplay. Like if you'll mention like half the fighting games you mentioned, I've never fucking heard of. So I go to YouTube and I go pop, 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 pop.
No. I mean literally being like, I'm just doing my dailies over here. You could hear brain leaving for playing other game thing going on. All this to say, if you're out there and you're printing Monster Hunter cards and just playing with the homies off your printed at home shit, you're crushing it. You're eating good, and I salute you. God bless.
Bro, I would kill for a Monster Hunter card game.
That doesn't already exist in some form? There's no tie-ins?
No, it doesn't.
You'd think that would print money.
You said that by accident, but I agree with you.
I mean, there's Street Fighter tie-ins with, like, Magic, and there's, like, Street Fighter...
there was Tekken, right?
There was, yeah, but like... Do you mean like a card game video game, or do you mean, like, physical cards?
No, like physical cards. And what I would do is I would buy the cards and then I would put them in a little card pack and then I would put them in my closet and be like, I have the Monster Hunter cards.
That would be cool if the game was there's a monster on the board and then the players are all playing together to beat it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You could do a Kingdom Death Monster Hunter.
Right. And then maybe and then maybe there's a thing where like you put a booster pack down and then like there's like parts that you all take from beating the monster, so you carve it up and split the rewards and you get to keep those cards or something. That could be cool. There's something there.
It could be.
All right, let's take some letters.
Hey, if you want to send in a letter, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
We got one coming in over here from Kay asks, Dear High Guard and Battleborn.
Oh, man. I'd rather be High Guard. I got to be honest.
I'm High Guard. No,
I don't want to be Battleborn.
I'm not. You're not.
Hang out with Randy Pitchford.
No, but not just. Then you got to be in his porn folder.
I don't want to be in the porn folder.
There's a USB stick and it just says Battleborn on it.
Randy, did you write Battleborn on an unremarked porn folder so that people would think Battleborn is popular? I'm convinced he made that subreddit. I'm convinced.
Do you guys find that the live service genre is surprisingly limited in what genres and gameplay styles it can actually incorporate? By that,
absolutely.
We somehow keep seeing barely different iterations of the same types of games, and that it continually proves that you have to get in at the ground level to stand a chance lasting at all. Yeah. There
are like 4 different types of games that can do it, and that's it.
We just hit on this earlier, but I really do feel that it is like all you see is people. Every once in a while, someone invents a new idea, and then everything else in the live service genre is just copying and trying to tweak. And I feel like it's a microcosm of the industry at large. Really, you're just seeing it. Yeah, you're just seeing it in a smaller scale with games that are like, live service in this way for a particular period of time.
Not even live service. Like I'm looking at like literally 30 different Stardew Valley like games on my fucking wish list, and like a lot of them are like a little different. A little.
I think when it comes to live service too, like there's a lot of people that don't know how to convince anyone to spend monthly subscriptions payments to play a thing, and there's a couple of people who figured out how to do that, and like you have when you're trying to convince someone to give you money continuously for a thing, if they don't really know what your thing is yet, the idea that they're going to stick around is really low, because like you can try out a game in a bargain bin, and if it ends up sucking or whatever, then sure, you took a stab at it, it was what it was, and it's over with now. But you can't do that with a live service game. It has to be able to convince people to stick around, and thus you have to communicate in a familiar language. Thus you have to copy things they already know and go, it's like that other live service thing that you've been playing, but now we do our own version. It's a hard thing to convince people. Yeah, that is.
It's wildly limited. It always has to have something where like nearly all of them succeed because you have to be able to sell advancement or power, and that by default like limits you to like a very specific set of genres.
And a couple months ago, we talked about how like single player gaming in general, or anything that comes out that is in the state age, is kind of like fighting against the major live service beast, a fortnight or so. And then they're going to basically distract you for 2 weeks before the kids go back to their Fortnite. So if you want to pull them off of the current live service beast they're on and convince them to stick around the other one, you better be doing everything that one already does, or at the very least have an analog for it. And that's kind of impossible when you're starting out. So, kind of sucks. Kind of hate it. Anyway, here's another one coming in from Shade, who says, howdy clownface mogwai and domesticated predator.
What's up?
As a 37-year-old with an 11-month-old, fuck everyone who doesn't like the baby sequences. I'm getting past and future. Last week, you mentioned the Xbox Blades. There was another feature on the Netflix app where you could watch movies in a party, and it would put your avatars on screen like Mystery Science Theater.
I remember that.
You could react, throw popcorn at the screen, etc. I thought it was hugely popular. All my friends used it. It died silently. Are there any features you thought were a huge improvement or were hugely popular that died with a whimper that you miss? I did not know about that feature. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it was good. I never used it, but it was really good.
Watching shit together is great. That's like, what a cool idea.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything right now.
They're definitely...
Yeah, because I mainly use Steam now, so like every Steam feature just improves forever.
I hate the death of split screen. I really, really hate the death of couch co-op in general. It feels like it's a rare thing these days whenever it's back, but I'm all for it. I also...
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I gotta go.
Oh, me too. Cool. That works.
Hey, everybody, that's the end of our podcast. I got to go. Okay, take it easy. See you
Okay,
next week.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.